Recording in progress. And now, welcome to Dungeons and Dragons, the live show. The experience. Not some video game or something on TV. It's a live game where real people play against each other and curse a lot and sometimes drink.
Except we're playing Pathfinder.
All right, hold on. I gotta stop the video. Gonna edit that out. How am I gonna do this? It's too much. All right, no,
live
yeah,
GM
that's correct.
show.
It's a live GM show. Let's yeah. No, it's true. We are playing Pathfinder, and everything's going well. I did a very quick sort of update on last time. Big doings at Drezen. You guys were, a huge attack run by a kaiju-sized, what Bardos believes is a projection of some sort of Aponovisius, the Marilyn, driving her army of demons onward towards Drezen. You'll remember that Aponovisius was the overseer of Drezen after the demons took it from the dwarves 80 years ago, and that was sort of the crown jewel in her sort of, in all of her captures, and being thrown out of that, by you guys is just an offensive act. So the likelihood is that she's been planning this for a while, and now is just the time. Now that you guys have got, that you had returned from the abyss and that kind of stuff, it was time to bring what for. You can, even where you are up in this tower, you could hear the battle continuing down in the Eleanor Fields like area outside of Drezen to the south. Where Harlekar's dwarves are riding out. You can hear cavalry charges, Geyer's crusaders fighting like crazy. The cries and screams of the new civilian population of Drezen coming inside the Citadel, trying to get away, to get safe, but realizing that it's not safe inside the Citadel either, with Vrox dropping commandos on towers and that kind of stuff. And you guys just sort of like jumped in when you was sent to sort of guard this tower, defend this tower from Vrock drop commandos. Well, it turns out there's a quartet of Nalfeshnee commandos, and they were setting huge bombs up here, huge chemical bombs. Well, it turns out that this tower is directly above what will be the command center, the CNC, for Harlekar and Irabet Tirablade's sort of control center for the army. They were trying to cut the head off the snake. And so you guys got up there and you were able to knock out pretty quickly several of the Nalfs, but there's still a couple of bombs and they look like they have been activated as you guys sort of do this. And that is sort of where we start.
A couple or just one?
I would say I see one bomb and one commando left.
So there's a bomb over here. Oh, there's also a bomb. Sorry.
I'm gonna say there's a bomb off screen that Storm is currently carrying.
Right. And
that's the bomb. That was that bomb. All right. So Storm is flying away. Okay. So that's that bomb.
She's flying towards where the armies are coming from, and she's
Okay.
gonna drop this bomb on the armies that are invading.
Right. So that's why that bomb was on the GM later. Okay, cool. So Storm and that bomb have departed, and she's doing a Skyway inspired bombing run over the demonic lines. Watch out for that dwarf. Oh,
stay on target.
She's more like
Stay
a
on
fighter
target.
Hey, there's Matt.
like that.
Hey guys, sorry I had to do a hard reset there.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I was just reading your synopsis of the D&D movie. I hope to see it this week.
It was good. We were just talking about that. It was Don was there with us today too. And actually Don, I have to thank him again. He organized the whole thing. So there was maybe like 10 of us, 12 of us that today.
So I got 9 tickets, and then Betsy and Luke bought 3 more for their friends.
I like that when you bring a whole grip of people with you.
Yeah.
I've done that since Lord of the Rings.
And in the bistro, it's assigned seats, so you pick the seats you want and everything. So
cool.
I
You
felt
guys
bad.
get the you didn't get that D20, like the blinged out D20 popcorn holder I saw online?
I did not see that available, but I did read online that thing was going for like $40.
Yeah, already.
So I kept joking with Marla that I was going to pick one up and say, I think it's only about $60. And she just looked at me like,
This is why we're living a shack for our retirement.
Why again did I marry this guy? because of this? Was it because of this? But yeah, no, it was good. You'll enjoy it. It was the way I told the other guys, the way I characterize it was sort of a combination, sort of the middle ground between the Avengers and Lord of the Rings. So, and it was entertaining and a lot of inside jokes. There were several instances where Don and Kevin, and you could hear Bob DeRoos behind us and a couple of those guys would bust out laughing that no one else in the theater was laughing at. And I was like, that's because they just made a joke about Farron right there. So
Nice.
but it was good.
Did you have your rules set with you to double check? Like, I don't know. That's you should only be able to cast 4 magic missiles at this level.
I did catch Don and Kevin playing Guess the Spell. So
Yeah.
that was fun.
The part we were joking about was when they were talking about the Elven lands where they're laying waste to the forest and driving them back. That's Perseus.
That's Perseus. I bet Doug was having a giggle about that too.
Oh god.
I'm an innocent man.
All right.
Nice.
Well, I look forward to seeing it. And now
Yep.
we're in. Hello.
Let's start.
Is Dan not with us tonight? No
He's back.
Fletcher?
Dan's here.
He's
Oh, there you
there.
go.
We foolishly
Speak up, Dan. I'm here. I'm here.
Another thing I hate about Disney is they're always listening in on my conversations.
Oh man, we're never
And he goes blank.
And Dan's frozen up again.
we're never gonna see Dan again, are we?
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
a dart comes in off screen to the neck. Oh,
Well, I was gonna say, Dan, you should probably turn off that faux background. So if you get popped in the back of the head with a Mauser,
You can
then
see it coming.
I can see it. We can try to warn you to duck.
the mouse is in the room with you, Dan. The mouse is in the room. Times.
All right, so let's do this. All right, so I was just going real quick over last time. You guys ran up into the tower. They were definitely these commandos were definitely these demon commandos, or should I call them demandos? I think yes. The demandos were attacking this tower specifically because this is the roof of the tower in which a lot of the command and control for both the dwarves and for Irabeth Tirablade and her and Geyer's guys are all things. So they were trying to knock out the CNC. And you guys from up here, I mean, you can see outward, out into space, and you can see that there are Vrock overflights that are doing a couple of things. Some of them are dropping some of these bombs. Some of them are dropping demandos, and some of them are just like screeching at defenders to try and how the Vrock screech works, to just try and do things. It's a brouhaha. It's a real thing. Any questions before we jump right in, embellis res, and begin to continue to fight?
I think I dated.
You reminded of buffs again, and that commando that's still standing, he's stunned, right?
He is stunned for another round. Yellow is the thing. I don't know what I can't remember what the purple is for. But yes, he is stunned for another round.
Looks like a tiny espresso.
Could be that. All right. So yeah, we do. I think we have most, if not all of. I don't know about the permanent buffs, but like haste is still alive.
Haste is on.
Haste is on. I'm not sure.
That's the only buff I got marked down.
What other buffs? The long-term buffs I wouldn't have marked on here. So most of those would have come from Mike and Chuck. So if you guys can remember what buffs you have on, or you can look at your character sheets and see
The ones I would have given
what's available.
would have been haste and stone skin.
I have. Oh, I do. Wait a second. I do have this. I have communal stone skin on everyone. Lothar as taking on angelic aspect, and Storm has strong jaw on him.
Oh yeah, that's right. Storm's like doing clobbering amounts of damage now.
Right.
Stone
course.
Skin is on everyone but me because
Because you
they
were
were
too far away, I
saying
think.
how useless I was and teased me, so I tumbled in, took a lot of damage, and was just outside the range of the Stone Skin.
Yeah.
And we applauded your performance. Like golf claps from the hall.
We applauded your reckless abandon.
So for us poor rank and files, we got communal stone skin and haste on. Anything else?
I don't think haste.
No blessing of fervor or anything like that.
I definitely have you having
have
his
haste.
casted haste, Bardos, and that's a Bardos spell, casted haste, not Illindar in this case.
Okay.
And no,
And that was recently done because we still have 14 rounds of it.
Yep.
I haven't cast any buffs from a cleric perspective, so No blessing of fervor, no bless, none of that yet.
Well, except for the one you do at the beginning of every day where we have resistance, whatever.
You're
No.
not doing that anymore.
Oh, you're not doing it anymore?
No, because the whole point to that was to protect us from
Okay, yeah.
That plane.
that plane. So we're not Mount Everest height anymore. There wouldn't be a need to
Right,
extend
okay.
that spell.
He just
Okay.
has like weird. He's got wings. So there we
It
go.
would, and it wouldn't work here anyway.
Red Bull.
That spell only works when you're in sort of an alien environment.
Okay.
There's an RPG we haven't played yet. Aliens.
Aliens. It's a great one. All right. So any other thing that you guys have questions or anything before we start?
Nope.
Oh, what happened there? Nothing? Okay. All right. So let's go. So Nalfeshnee, I'm never going to be able to get that. Is still stunned, but his stunning goes away this round. So we'll just take that. But he's stunned this round, and frankly, a little bit disconcerted to see Flashheart there. But it may not be Flashheart who delivers the killing blow. It might be Ferrado who is up next.
I'll make small talk with him saying, I used to date a Demando. I mean, I was like, bring me Starbucks. Stop playing with your dumb D&D friends. Demando, we're breaking up.
It works for a variety of situations. Okay, sounds good. Jennifer's voice is not so great tonight, so she will be delivering her commands via text.
That's a bummer.
Then you can do a falsetto.
She still
Let them
sounds
hear it.
sexy.
I want to hear less falsetto.
Don't, no sexy hair.
There was very Demi Moore there
Wait,
I was
wait.
I was
know.
hoping for
after a pack of cigarettes.
I was gonna say it sounds like Joey's agent on Friends.
All right. Hold on.
bang,
Let's
bang.
take a look at some of that action. Hold on. Let me check the Nalfeshnee. Okay. Those are not great rolls.
3, 6, 6, 2,
16 's good.
16.
Yeah, the 16, but it was at the
But it
lowest
was
one.
like the 8th hit. Yeah. So
A
it's-
16 up front would have hit, but no, none of these hit. Their ACs, I hate to even say it, are 36.
Is she still? I thought we determined that she was still under the protection of the family. Those are all for touch.
I didn't know that went to me.
Yeah, that was Erastel's daughter.
Yeah.
Erastel's
Oh, I-
daughter
You
gave
just
that to
read
you.
that tonight.
Yeah, that's true. Man, I fucked up again, didn't I? All right, so let's check out touch AC. Oh, that's 13 compared to 36. So
Are you
yeah,
sure?
those are all hits. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
I'm positive, and I have all of the emails to verify.
Yes,
I'm-
Lashes, 30 lashes of the wet noodle.
You have
Like
been
a
blessed
wire.
by Erastel's daughter.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, but I just don't see it.
You're under the family discount.
I'm
So
going for it though.
Just tap that touch AC and drill that sumbitch.
Yeah, go for it. Those are all instead of all misses, those are now all hits because I'm not a good DM.
I am all about Erastel now.
Yeah.
See, I told you
You're
she'd
thinking
become one. She'd become one of the family.
There
So
you go.
40
I'd be happy to take a brochure, but I'm kind of committed to where I'm at.
Do we need to add a new page to the book?
Yes, we do.
Not
Herald.
allowed.
Yeah.
Not
Not
allowed
allowed.
to consider other religions to take advantage of touch AC bonuses.
When also
Oh,
the herald
shit.
of another
Yes.
religion.
Things the Herald of Iomade cannot do. Take
Lots of
Erastilian
sixes.
pamphlets.
Well, I
Yeah.
just get the ones you leave for Gatto.
106 points.
Reverse
Yeah, we-
pickpocketing me with them.
No, you don't have to. We know Gatto just pitches him on the ground as he walks away.
Now he just reverse pickpockets it and puts it in my pocket.
Gatto's like, so he's like, Gatto, here's a pamphlet. He's like, oh, great. Thanks very much.
I'll read this at my earliest convenience.
Yeah, let's get to that. So 106 points as she just feathers this demando with arrows from. It's like chung, 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 chung. Flash out. You're just standing back. Those arrows are just whipping into this guy. He is not dead though. That is 100. Well,
Yeah.
hold on.
And
Hold on, I gotta-
henceforth, I will not be calling her Farina. I will be calling her Phalanx.
Yeah. As in
All
the
right.
defensive mechanism on ships.
Yes. The one that shoots down incoming missiles
Yeah.
Well,
with
she
high
just
rate of fire.
she just popped this guy and took a third of his hit points away. So that is pretty solid. Verado, you could do a 5-foot step if you want, but you've got some solid cover over there, frankly. Going to stay. All right, sounds good. All right, so now it is Gatto's turn.
Okay, so I have to use a move action to get there, so I'm going to use all of it. So go ahead and watch the screen.
Mm-hmm.
We're watching.
What the hell? Okay.
What was the unnecessary triangle?
Well, he's using the entirety of his movement rate. It's sort of like serpentine, like from
Yeah.
Generation Kill.
I was
doing-
thinking like Quicksilver or whatever from X-Men.
that was more like curly. Woo, 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 woo.
I'm going to attempt to disable the bomb.
Okay. All right. So you realize these bombs have a couple of different things on. They have a triggering mechanism, which is obviously attached to the side of it. This is a big bomb. It's the size of, well, the word butler comes from the word butt, which is a type of barrel, a B-U-T-T-E, and those barrels would hold something like 100 gallons. And they were enormous. I mean, big, giant barrels. This is a butt bomb.
Okay, I am
I'm a
going to
child.
disable the arming mechanism or the
Say butt
trigger
bomb.
or whatever it is.
I'm very pleased to be able to have made that comment. So
Yeah, he wants you to say, "I'm digging into the butt bomb to reach."
I'm
in
digging
to
into the butt
disable it."
bomb.
I'm digging up. I got my special tools. 54. I don't know that a bomb counts as a trap. Probably does. So that would be a 59. So yeah,
59.
you're on it. Yeah, and you got your tools out, and you're like, now is my time. You are pretty sure that you have disabled the triggering mechanism, and that the timer, the count has stopped. You think that it is inert.
Tell me if the DC was even in the 40s.
It was in the 40s.
Okay.
So yeah.
You disabled the bomb, and the guy who made the bomb is stunned for 5 rounds.
Why does
I do 2 things. I do them very well. One is guarding a caravan.
The other one is disabling bombs.
At some point, we have to get ourselves a caravan.
yeah, we
Yeah.
do for sure.
We'll have the most.
Show us how it's done, Gatto. Show us how it's done.
Hold on, I'm writing that down. We have to get ourselves a caravan. Maybe after all this is over and you guys have either won or lost the world wound and fanned out into the areas that you from whence you're from, that will be caravan time. And Fletcher, you could be the caravan master. Big caravan with a guy with a crazy sword and a crab hand who's grabby all the time and mad about things. I think that'd be perfect. You'd be the perfect caravan master.
Would they
All
make
right.
Galabazoo arm to scare everybody with? Yeah.
That is my
All right.
round.
That is your round, Lothar. Now remember, you have angelic aspects. So Lothar, you have a fly speed as far as I know, right?
That's correct.
Okay. So this is open to the sky because this tower itself was damaged and has not had an opportunity to be fully repaired yet. But so it is open.
Hang on a second. I just need to make sure that I've got. Where's my aura? Okay, so it's the yellow one. I'm just going to move around so I can see where the yellow one is. Okay. So I'm going to fly to here and cast
Okay.
bless. Cast bless, and that hits,
Okay.
that hits everybody.
That will definitely hit everybody. It even hits Astrid, which is nice.
Now the enemy does not get it.
I don't know that they even want it, really.
Right, it'd probably burn.
Not from the likes of you. Bless is a rounds or minutes sort of thing.
Bless is a minute sort of thing. It
All
is
right. I can
1
never
minute
remember.
per level. So, oh, I'm sorry. And Bless is actually a 50-foot burst. So I could have just stood where I was, but it's all good. So yeah, 1 minute per level. So 15 minutes now.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect. So move, spell. I know that sometimes you can do swifter
No.
things. You got anything else in your pocket?
No, everybody's healed. So
Just
I don't
happy to
need
see
to,
you.
I don't need to swift channel. So we're good.
Gotcha. Okay. Gatto, give me a perception check. The bomb seems inert. You've disconnected the triggering mechanism from the thing. You get a look inside that, and that bomb is filled with what looked to be. So at first you thought, well, this is just filled with like gunpowder or some sort of alchemical kind of thing. But no, that's not what it's filled with. It's filled with what jam-packed in this barrel are what look to be a bunch of, well, so two things. One, it looks like a bunch of about liter-sized glass bottles, sealed glass bottles that are packed tightly. So you're looking at this through the hole that connected the triggering mechanism to the bottle, to the barrel. So you don't see much, but you do see that the barrel is filled, for the most part, with what look to be glass bottles or spheres that are sealed at the top. And some of them have liquid in them, and some of them have powders in them. But there are a variety of different substances in those bombs, in the bomb. Also, in the interstitial areas between the bottles or spheres, or whatever we want to describe them as, are a lot of what could only be described as scrap metal, shrapnel, nails, that kind of stuff. So this is a combination of some sort of fragment. It's like a giant fragmentation grenade with a bunch of other stuff in it. It was definitely designed to do something in addition to just exploding, because there's a real anti-personnel aspect to it.
So this is going to work great whenever Storm drops us in the middle of their charging forces.
Could be a problem for several people, so we don't know. All right, but that's what you see inside the bomb. It does look, I mean, you've disconnected it now completely from the triggering mechanism. The triggering mechanism is still live. It's just not connected to the stuff anymore. So that triggering mechanism will go off in about a minute, but it will go off in a way that's doesn't do any damage to anybody, unless you put it back on the barrel, which you can do. Bardos, your turn. What are you doing? You see Gatto examining the triggering mechanism for the barrel and looking to see if it fits back on.
Yeah, there's nothing else going on, right? There's no other enemies dropping, or
there's one enemy here who's just shaking off a daze, so he's still alive and he's about to stomp Flashheart if he gets the opportunity.
Hey,
I got nothing I need to do there though. I'm gonna move over by the stairs, and
that staircase was originally, when before this tower was damaged, that staircase went up to another level that was above this. That level's not there anymore. So those stairs go up, but they go up sort of an end. Yeah, to nothing. They end, and you can just sort of see the staircase there.
But we came down through those double doors below that, right?
Right. This is the appropriate way down. Is down here.
that's the stairway to Ioma Day, guys.
The stairway to.
I'm just gonna go stand behind Gatto and make sure he's okay.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Right. So haste is down to 13. Flashheart, you are up. Is Radiance is telling you to kill this demando, like you killed the demando at Starbucks many years ago.
Why don't you like my mother? Why don't you hug my ferrets? I'm working out a lot of stuff here. All right, I am going to smash Mr. Demando in said face. All right, so you think
you notice that Fletcher very much looks to be moving in to the backside of that creature that you're about to hit. Well, just letting you know.
Should I hit normal attack or power attack? I guess I want to do normal attack, right? Here we go.
You won't have to fight him alone, is what I'm saying.
Good God.
Wow. Okay, Radiance. That first swing.
Oh, I don't know why I did it again. Sorry. Stop,
Okay.
stop, get out of here. All right,
All
go.
right. First swing is a hit. Second swing is a miss.
Miss.
Third swing is a potential
Miss.
fumble.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So the first one does 17 fizz plus, so that's 24. Is that a crit threat for you?
Yeah, for now it's a crit threat for me. I think it was 19, 18. I think it's oh, Don, can you tell me for sure if 17 is a crit threat still? Or is it 18 out and up? At level
You
50?
rolled a 12, so
You've got keen edge, so it's double.
Yeah, it's
whatever.
17 actually for
Okay.
your weapon.
Okay.
okay,
thank you.
but you rolled a 12, so that's not a crit threat. So 24 points of damage. And Radiance is taking up that singing that she does when she kills demons.
Aren't you forgetting the 8 points of bleed?
No,
Oh, it's a crit.
that's on a crit, which you did not get.
Yeah.
All right, so
45.
let's go ahead and confirm. Oh, you already rolled the fumble confirmation, so well, no, you didn't mean to roll that, so we can't really count it. So
What do you need to roll?
wait a
Well, the
second.
roll
first
out the
one
back.
was a crit and a confirmed crit.
That's
Right?
what I thought. Yeah, the very first one was a crit, wasn't it?
It's,
But-
it's
Oh, wait,
showing
wait,
either an
wait.
18
No,
or a 12 is the
no.
roll. Which one is it?
Wait a
we-
second. Wait a second.
You gotta go to the very top. Okay, go to the very top. Your first hit was a 36, actually.
yeah.
Which is a
Um,
12.
Unless he was using power attack. Did you say you were using power attack? Because it's got both here.
No, the power attack was a problem. I was just using normal attack. The power attack was the one I shouldn't have rolled.
Gotcha. Okay, so I do admire your honesty there. So go ahead and roll a d20 at plus 24 to see if you can confirm this fumble for me. Nope, unconfirmed fumble. So no fumble,
Alright.
but your turn does stop. Now you can still do like a 5-foot step or something like
5
that.
foot
if you
step or
want.
something. yeah.
Demand. I use stick 'em. All right. Yes, where you asked me if I want to move back 5-foot step?
Yeah.
I don't think it would. If I do that, then it will negate Fletcher's flanking, right?
Yeah.
Well, these guys also have reach, so it probably would provoke.
Okay.
Oh well,
Yeah, you
no,
should
it
go.
wouldn't because it's a 5-foot step.
Step,
I
still.
would. Oh, I can move. Like this, right? Boom, boom.
Yep,
Thank you,
you can do over
glowing
there.
gray circle. Mysterious glowing gray circle. All right.
That's you. All right, so that is Flashheart. Fletcher, you're up. Fletcher has a look on his face that he gets right before he tucks into some ribs.
Yes.
but this is a wall in my way, so I can't even use my charge, can I?
No, you may not.
So
There
we'll
is an old wall there, so you have to go around. Yeah.
We'll have to go a regular old fashioned attack.
Yep.
Yeah, go through the wall like the Kool-Aid man. Oh yeah.
I'm trying to make sure I'm in a position where I still get the flanking. This one counts, right?
That one counts. Yeah, you'll get flanked for that. Why are you trying to get the precision damage?
Trying to just get the extra plus to hit, not that I need it a whole lot.
Maybe you will. You never know.
If I need it, then I fumbled.
True.
Because I get plus 35 in this. So.
That's a
Ooh,
miss. So
potential. I'm sorry, never mind.
no, he rolled a 3, but that is a hit. Barely.
Even
So
a 3 still hits. Okay.
yeah, it does.
Wow, I do not see the result of. Oh, there it is. Okay, 38. All right, so then damage.
Barely for Fletcher is still devastating.
He tends to make an impression, no question.
Blade makes an impression.
46 pointages of damage. All right, there it is. Still up. This guy's still up.
He got arrows sticking out of
Not
him.
for
He's been
long.
hit from 2 different directions.
All I need to do is get past. Wait,
You
hold
got
on.
the flanking bonus on that too, right, Fletcher?
All I need to do is get past Illendar, and it's his turn again. And then somebody's gonna pay.
Finish him, Eleanor. Sweep the leg.
All right, Illendar, it's your turn. Now Storm is flying off. So Storm is
And I think this is-
halfway on his bombing run. So he
Well, I think-
delivers the payload at 3 and then flies back.
And isn't this the third round?
This is the second round.
Oh, second round? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not much I can do. You know what?
Magic
I'm gonna be the
missile.
one sitting over there going pew pew. I'm actually gonna use my hand crossbow. Just because.
Really?
And make the pew pew noise when you
And
shoot.
I'll make the pew pew noise too.
Pew, pew.
The old drow hand crossbow. 27 will miss. Sorry, dude. It
All right,
was a good
Got
time.
but I make the pew pew noise.
Pew pew.
Oh, you know what? Demando doesn't like that. Your friend is so childish. Meh, meh, meh.
All right. So that's that. We go into round 4. And it's my turn. Well, I know what he wants to do.
Wants to run away
No.
because he's dead.
Wants to surrender.
No.
Lead us to.
He wants to shoot that bomb with a magic missile.
But there's a wall in the way.
Right. Luckily, he has a move speed.
But
He
isn't he
actually may
flanked from
even
two
have
sides and can provoke
fly. He
attack?
may actually have a fly speed.
Doesn't he have provoke attack if he moves anywhere? He's flanked.
If he does more than a 5 foot
Yes.
step, we both get a
If I
shot
do
at him.
more than a 5-foot step. So
He's on the other side of a wall.
Yeah.
he is. But if he moved there. Hold on, I gotta check this. I want to make this work. All right, so let me see if he can do. Yes. He's gonna 5-foot step towards Flesher.
I cast shield on it, on the bomb.
Ooh, okay. This is fun, Les.
All right, he's gonna 5-foot step to here.
Okay. Don't do anything else yet.
Why? You can't do
I
it's a
get to
5-foot
use
step,
my new rage power.
which is
Unexpected strike.
okay. Well, I wasn't expecting it.
Anytime a creature enters a square I threaten,
Okay.
I get an attack of opportunity, even if I normally wouldn't. And they even use the example of a 5-foot step. It doesn't protect them.
That's awesome.
Barbarian can make attack of opportunity against any threatened square, regardless of whether or not that movement would normally provoke. Son of a biscuit. Yeah, that works. All right, take your attack, you stinker.
Ruh-roh.
Never have known that.
Fumble coming.
So
Oh, that's a hit.
All righty.
46.
I love this game.
It's not going to be enough.
Oh no!
It's not going to be enough. He's going to get enough. Oh, wait, don't move. What am I doing here? I got to see. I got to get this thing.
Dang it.
You're going to hate this.
Ooh, but I do apologize. It's
Yes.
not a big deal. That would have a +1 on it. So would the previous one, but
Well, he's got 3 hit points left. So
Well,
even
that
if
was
we
a
added
treat.
those +1s in, it
Don't
would
take
only
those
be 2.
two off.
No, I'm not doing it.
Down to 1 hit point.
All right. He then is steps forward and he's dying. He knows he's dying. You just like, did you use your natural weapons or your sword on this?
This was the great sword.
All right. So you've split him from tip to tail. His guts are falling out onto the ground with steaming black blood. And Radiance is like, that kind of thing. And everybody can hear, but with his dying breath, he pulls he points that magic missile towards the bomb, right towards the exposed hole. And fires. 3 magic missiles come flying out of there and shoot into the hole. Gatto, you're just like, no. You see it sizzling inside there, and you can hear one of the bottles break and begin to, and the sizzling grows louder.
Hmm.
All right, I just re-added time onto the bomb.
Oh shit!
Gatto, you can hear those spheres breaking in there, and some sort of gas is beginning to pressurize and come out of the thing. You get a quick whiff of it, and you're like, "Whoa, that's bad." Whatever that is, it's bad. It's a combination of like ammonia and whatever, and chlorine and pig shit.
Now, I know two things instantly, right? I know that it's too big to go through this window, quote unquote.
It's too big to go through that window, and it's too
And
big
it's
for you
too
to
heavy
push.
for me to carry.
I have a
Correct.
question.
Sure.
According to Magic Missile, objects are not damaged by the spell, only creatures.
Oh. I did not know that.
I did.
You have a lawyer in front of the court here.
I see it deals force damage, strikes unerringly of the target so long as there's not cover or concealment.
Keep
Objects
reading.
are not damaged by the spell. Well, now wait a second. I would have. Okay.
You wouldn't know.
No, no, I would
We'll let
imagine
you say
that
you
the-
did not.
I
do
would
that.
have. I wouldn't have given them these kind of magic spells if I realized that was the case, and nor would their commander. So, these are special magic missiles.
These are moving the storyline forward, man.
Yeah. No, Lothar, you're right.
These are I want my way magic missiles.
Yeah, these are right, but the entire battle doesn't make sense if that's the case, and we imply that here. So we're gonna pretend that you didn't say that. Does that sound okay?
How about they're
As-
specially
As long as I get to
attuned
pretend
bombs?
some stuff when it's my turn.
And
I'll tell you what. I will tell you what you get. How do I
a
do-
boon, a boon is
I'm
coming.
gonna give you a boon for in exchange for this. So hold on a second. Where are you? There you go.
So just make it a fireball or something. It's, not a big deal.
Name me a spell.
Yeah, I could do that. I mean, I wouldn't have done it, but it's still it's how do I
Lightning
add?
instead of lightning would be much more powerful.
I think if
Wish.
he casts any long spell, he's going to have to do concentration for just having his guts spilled
Well,
on the
no,
floor.
but remember it's a wand though. They all have
It's a
wands.
wand.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. But they're saying change it from that spell to something different, unless he has
Each of
different
these
wands.
casks are covered with a thin layer of flesh, kind of like Terminator. that he could go through.
Yeah, they've actually bacon as part of the part of the bomb mixture.
All right, look,
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to screw anything up. Just ignore what I said and go. on
Oh,
with your
cut it
magic
out.
missile.
You
No,
were
I like our new solution.
you were absolutely trying to screw it up, and I don't blame you a bit. So what I'm going to do is you have a green circle now. That's a free do-over for pointing this out. So if something bad happens, it's like a hero point. You can spend the green circle and you'll do it. But I am going to keep
Send the green
magic.
circle now so that the magic
hope-
missile missed.
I hope Chuck hears that subtext. If something bad happens, I'm not saying it will, but absolutely going to happen to you, pal.
When something bad happens to you,
Yeah.
Every demando in Drezen is now like, what? Lothar the Red. Rocks. There's a whole like wing of rocks coming in, with guys hooking out. You can hear slightly in the background. You're not sure that you can make out that sound. What? It's something familiar. I can't hear it correctly.
Yeah, there you go.
They're
Elmer's blood?
coming for you, Lothar.
Yeah, nice wish spell.
Kill the rest. Oh, kill the rest.
All right, he shoots that in there and leans backward towards Flashheart with his single remaining hit point, and it is Ferrado's turn. Now, Ferrado, you do not now have line of sight on the Demando. So if you want to shoot him, you got to move.
The only target up there, I guess he is now.
And I know that some of you were lobbying for me to give Lothar a wish spell. I don't give out wish spells. As a DM.
You can keep wishing now.
So the rules are, if you're changing weapons, that is essentially a move equivalent action. And if you move, then it's 2 move actions, and that would be your turn. If you stay still and pull out a different weapon, you can fire it because it's a move equivalent. Or you could take a 5-foot step, pull out a new weapon, and fire it. But you can't do a full move action and trade out a weapon because that would be essentially two move actions. Line of sight. I don't see. So this area right here is the wall, which makes it hard. So I've got that little line in there, which you guys see, but this is actually the wall itself is like right here. You see that? And there's another one sort of to the other side, which goes into the side of the wall. I'm trying to see if you have, hold on, let me see if you have, if there's even a teeny of line of sight here. I'm going to give you every benefit of the doubt. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, I think you do. What do you guys think? Oh, you guys can't see that
You
line,
can
can
see a
you?
little bit of
You
it.
see that line?
Yeah.
I'd say maybe give a little cover, but yeah.
Okay. So Bow of the Desert Winds. Now that has special properties, doesn't it?
It ignores cover.
Well, it might. That's the thing. I don't have it in front of me, but it actually might. You can also deliver spells through it too, so which is kind of cool. Gust of wind should push any gaseous. No, well, that's true. A gust of wind would push any gaseous out of the way. Yeah, you would know that. Absolutely. Now, I believe you do have precise shot. I'm just saying that it's going to give him a, if you don't have some way to beat the fact that he has cover, that's a good question. Well, I don't know. Gatto, did you say anything? So Ferrado, you would have seen from your position, you would have seen the magic missile shoot across into an area over by where Bardos and Gatto are. You don't know what's going on over there because you haven't seen the bomb. Gatto, did you yell out, "It's ignited," or "I'm out of here"?
I would, if anything, I'm yelling, "I'm out of here"
Okay.
as a free action. Vacate.
Vamos.
How about it's gonna blow?
She's gone to blow. All right, so you're gonna
I'm
try and
just
kill
saying,
him.
get
Okay.
out of here right now. I'll say it's gonna blow later.
Just ignore this. I'm just gonna put this on here real quick for next time.
Oh, there you go, Jennifer.
There you go. All right, 29. Ooh, stop. Okay,
Yes.
stop there. 29 hits. Natural 1 is a fumble. 43 is an unconfirmed fumble. So your turn stops, but you did get 1 hit. So I just want to let you know that as I've said previously, he has 3 hit points left.
1 hit point left.
Said 1 hit point previously.
Well, technically 1. I say 3. As long
Like,
as
apparently-
we're violating rules like a mofo here tonight. So,
apparently this guy Demando's part troll. He's like regenning over here.
He's dead. Roll damage once.
yeah, 2d6 plus 5. So she would have easily have done, at minimum, she would have done 7 points of damage. That arrow takes him in the head, and well, actually, no, it doesn't. It gets in there. So Fletcher had sort of ripped open his front with a sword strike as he killed himself, essentially sacrificed himself to shoot the bomb. Ferrado took advantage of that openness and buried an arrow. 2 arrows, isn't it 2 arrows? Because you on your first shot, so buried 2 arrows deep into the creature's viscera. It staggers backward, drops the magic missile wand, staggers backward against the thing. Flash art, you sort of stand back a little bit as it staggers backward, and it falls out into the abyss silently. Down into, and then after a few moments, you hear as it hits the ground on the other side. I'm sorry, the magic missile took the magic missile wand with him. Sorry. All right. We're still, so Ferrado gets the kill. We're still, although all of the demandos are dead, but the bomb is live. And you basically we're looking at, we have 3 people between now and when that bomb goes off. Gatto, Bardos. Oh no, I'm sorry. Gatto. Ooh, no, Gatto and Lothar. You guys are the only 2 people that bomb's going to go off. Bardos, you're. I don't know that Gatto seems the type to throw himself on the bomb and.
I believe he already said he's not going to do that.
Yeah. This.
Okay.
I believe he said the opposite of that.
Something
I
that
don't
really
think
wasn't
there's
ever asked for.
anything I don't think there's anything I can do to stop this bomb at this point, right?
I don't know. What can you do? It's so basically it cracked one of those spheres in there. And that sphere emitted something that is now beginning to ignite the other spheres. Here's the problem. You've got some sort of gas or poison or something that this thing is going to go. You've got explosives in there, and you've also got a lot of fragmentation stuff. So this thing is going to explode, emit some sort of what you suspect is some sort of poison gas, and throw shrapnel. As well as well, considering what they want to do, explode in a sphere, right? Because it's a bomb. It's not a targeted. It can't focus its efforts in one way. Although it is sort of in the corner there. So reasonably, some of this, perhaps the bulk of the shrapnel would head towards Fletcher. That's kind of a bonus there. Isn't it?
Here's my first move.
Okay.
I'm gonna stand directly behind Fletcher to support.
Oh, all right.
Now, at this point, I'm actually stopping here because I don't want the stairs to fall down above me if this thing is high explosives and it crashes that portion of the tower.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to stop here.
Okay.
Along the way, I've been yelling, get out of here. It's going to blow up. It's not safe.
And here I assumed he was going to
And
try
I
to
tell each
disable
person
it.
individually as I pass them, as you can see.
Gonna blow up. Not safe. Yeah, you basically went past everyone.
Yeah. Did you just guys see Paul Revere go by?
The explosions are coming. The explosions are coming. All right. That is so that's a double move for you, Gatto, isn't it?
No,
Okay. So you're gonna do something else?
no,
Okay. Hold on. I keep screwing this
it is
up.
a single move, but that's all I'm doing.
All right. Lothar.
Do I know? Do I have an estimate of how heavy Bardos is?
Bardos is I mean he's normal human size, so I'm assuming that you would think he is normal human weight, probably between 165 and 195 pounds, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I'm fairly thin, more like 165.
165, 170, somewhere in there.
Okay, so I'm going to try something.
Okay.
I'm not very strong, but that's within reasonable parameters.
Okay.
Even with my weak strength. So I'm going to move. I'm going to fly one fly movement and grab Bardos.
Okay.
The second fly movement is going to be 60 feet. Well, that's only 40 feet, but I don't want to get to where I am holding him over a dead drop. So
Okay.
I'm
So
gonna-
you're flying
I'm not
directly
trying-
away from the bomb, just not out into space.
Correct. And I'm not
Okay.
going to try to fly up very high because I'm not
Okay.
very strong and I don't want to take the risk of
You
dropping.
might want to head straight west.
Yeah,
Lothar,
go
from
due
the,
west, and that way the wall's in between you and the.
And
So,
yeah, for the shrapnel.
actually, I'll fly. It doesn't have to be in a straight line. I get 60 feet.
Right.
So I'll fly over here and bring Bardos with me
Okay.
so that we're behind this wall.
Okay. Behind two walls from the bomb itself.
Yeah.
All right. So you're gonna
All right.
move. You want me
So
to
I'm
move
going to
in?
move. Yeah. Well, I'm going to move here. Bardos, move yourself right next to me because I'm carrying you.
I was gonna try to do some of that bomb, but you think it's not safe there, huh?
Well, the bomb goes off.
It's gonna
next
go
turn.
The
before
bomb
you
goes
go.
off
Before
before
your
you get to do
turn.
anything. Well, no, put Bardos south of me, please.
You can be over the dead body. It doesn't matter. He's holding you in the air.
Right.
Do so Ferrado says, can you guys drag me as well? So Bardos, you reach out and drag Ferrado next to
Grab
you.
on.
Yep. You can do that. Absolutely. I think so. Actually, you know what? Bardos, give me oh yeah, that's a good point. How many gold coins would Bardos weigh? We'll come back to that. But yeah, I say Bardos, give me a
Twisting
quick
a knife from 2 years
reflex
ago.
save.
No, according to Les's calculations, 2.
Too.
Yeah.
I love a big coin.
Wait,
Bardos-
bound.
Bardos, give me a reflex save to see if you can grab onto Ferrado and drag her backwards with you. 19. Okay, that's pretty good. I think he got to grab her. He dragged her. He didn't drag her all the way, but he drags her back 5 feet to about there, just behind the wall. Yeah, well, Rastel, I don't know. Rastel's not he's not like that guy from Office Space where he's like, if you could protect my guys, that'd be great, on the
And
weekend.
then once I get to here,
Yep.
I'm gonna, now that I pulled Bardos over here. He managed to grab Farina and drag her behind the wall. But once we get over here, I'm gonna wrap my wings around myself and Bardos.
Okay, sort of like swoop down and kind of cover him.
Well,
Bad
yeah,
touch,
well, I mean,
bad touch.
I already have him, but
Yeah.
just curve the wings over both of us. And I don't know if that will matter, but I get DR because of the wings. So
Everybody got wings but me now. Come on, man.
you got a sky whale.
I know. And where is he all the time? Never here.
I
Now
was
do you
saying,
need
where's your damn sky whale? You
He's
should be
running
riding him in
bombing
the
runs.
battle.
Yeah,
He's
doing
running bombing
runs.
runs right now. All right. There seems to be.
I'm a herald, for God's sake. Don't I get wings? Biome sake. I mean,
The other herald had wings.
The other
All
herald
right.
started out with wings.
Mm.
So when you petition Iomade for wings, you hear a
The other herald was actually lucky to have wings because I had a different plan for him.
there's this as Lothar, as you bring your wings down across Bardos and Ferrado, you sort of throw yourself back up against the wall with the bow of the desert winds in your hand. Fletcher, you sort of look over and you can't help but think that this is going to be great, and a small smile. So this is a small smile creases your face. And Flash,
Bring it on.
you see this. Illandar, you're probably the most frightened one at this point because you're like,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a bomb. It's going off.
Am I directly behind Fletcher and the bomb? Like
You're directly
behind
behind
the
this
wall.
wall. So I'm
You're
gonna
safe.
hold on. I'm gonna give the bomb some light here so everybody can see it in the video. Hold on, just a momentito. Let's just do that. It's bright light.
About to be blown to another plane of existence here.
Controlled by all.
And I don't have any keys, so that's fun. That's a fun time.
We can kind of see it.
I can't.
Let me see if this works. Does this work? No, it didn't work.
It's
Of
just a
course it
shadow.
didn't work. Hold on. I need a light. Where's the light?
Let there be light.
All right. Well, those of you who can see it. So there's smoke pouring out of the hole, and that ignition piece is on the floor where Gatto dropped it. It's not doing anything, but there's smoke pouring out of the hole where the ignition piece was. And as you guys sort of like look over, it's almost like time slows down a little bit, and there's like this weird moment of silence, and you guys sort of look at each other and like, that's weird. And then, oh, boom! The thing goes off. So a couple of things are going to happen. This whole side of the wall is blown completely out and over the rest of the Citadel. There do seem to be some significant cracks, and that area of the tower collapses inward. So let's do this first. Fletcher, I need I need a fortitude save and I need a reflex save. Give me the fortitude save. The fortitude save is for the concussion, and the reflex save is for the shrapnel.
And you said you want the fortitude first?
Please.
Okay.
I can't tell.
33.
I'm
All
waiting-
right.
I'm waiting for Amy.
All right. 33. So you take half of 18. So you take 9 points of concussion damage, and you stand still. You are not thrown backwards. Flashheart, you are protected by a wall, but I still need you to roll a fortitude save for the concussion that comes out. And Illandar, I'm going to need you to make a fortitude save as well. Flashheart, you are protected from the shrapnel by the wall, but the concussion is still potentially going to hit you.
Would Bless give me a +1 on fort save or no?
It would, which would make it a 25, but that is going to fail. So you take 16 points of concussion, and you are thrown backwards in a direct line from the site of the bomb. So in this case, you smack against the wall.
Holy
That's
crap.
that's a good thing.
And actually,
good
bless only gives you a +1 to saves versus fear. So it doesn't help against this.
Mike, you made your save, so you take
Roll a
half
quick
of that,
19.
8 points of damage of concussion damage, and so you are okay. Gatto, so all right, we'll get to those guys in a minute. The wall guys. All right, Fletcher, shrapnel. You're in the direct line of it. I need a reflex save, and the DC is pretty high.
Does this
Fletcher.
perhaps count as a trap?
No. I mean, no. It's not like you're coming on it unawares. It's you're standing nearby, and and you got blown up. So
Got blowed up, son.
Got blown up real good.
Blown up, sir.
where's your
you go.
commanding officer, Optimist Primes? Blown up, sir.
So this is a lower bonus then.
25. You did not make the shrapnel.
Bad
Hold on a
roll
second.
top of that. Wah, wah, wah.
Let me do this real quick while I'm doing it here, just so we get this. I want to see where that lends up.
That's it. Fill
okay.
him full of holes. It only makes him madder.
All right, so yeah, so that is shrapnel, and this thing just explodes outward with a boatload of like little pieces of metal that are just flying towards you at light speed, right? It's an explosion. 38 points of damage, and it's largely piercing, if that matters. Flash, are you
Explosions,
I have
explosions
a
are very
rules lawyer
powerful and
question.
fast, but they're not the speed of light.
not at the speed of light? Well, if I'm gonna cheat with a magic missile wand, I'm gonna cheat with the explosion speed too. So we're just gonna go with what I say and have done with it. All right, Flasher, you are protected by that wall from the shrapnel, but you can hear tick, 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 as pieces of stuff mangle that wall, and you're already thrown backwards. So you're just like, holy crap. Illendar, I need you to make a reflex save. And
I'm protected, right? So I got
no. Well,
the corner of the wall is kind of in the way.
kind of in the way. I'll tell you what. You got the tip. I'll give you +1 on that reflex save.
Just the tip.
Just leave that alone. Just leave it
Tip.
alone.
And I'll tell you right now, the DC is 34. So
Ooh, I don't think I can make that.
I was say, I'll tell you right now, he failed.
Yeah.
Ugh.
so you got a 21. That's not great.
Money to beat that.
33 points of shrapnel damage. You are riddled with holes.
So
that's-
Les, I have a question before you
Sure.
keep going on. Sorry. It's about my damage resistance. Remember?
Yes.
It
So
gives
yeah,
dam-
so damage resistance. So that applies to everybody. Illinois, if you have damage resistance, it would apply to that.
forgot
But it's a
about that.
one. It is
Sounds
just a
good.
one time. It's a group of attacks. It doesn't for you wouldn't be able to apply damage resistance to each nail.
But
It's
we also
a
have the stone skin, right? So I can
Yeah.
take it off the stone
Stone
skin.
skin.
stone skin is
forgot about
will
that.
protect you from this. So yeah.
All right, so
So
and stone skin's 150 points, is that right?
150 total points before it goes away, and it does it
Yeah.
10 points at a
10
time.
each round
points
or
per
10 each
attack.
hit.
Yeah, you can only do 10 each round, so it'll take 10 off of
Minus
this.
16.
Okey doke.
Stone skin does not protect you from concussion, Flashheart.
No.
Oh, okay, so I still take the 16 points.
You still take those 16 points because it's largely like pressure damage or force damage, I guess would be the analog. Gatto, that entire area collapses inward. You were smart not to go down the rest of the
I'm
stairs.
smart not to go down.
Give me a reflex save.
Mama didn't raise no stupid caravan guards.
Jesus.
My
What
mother
happened?
died when I was young, asshole. Thanks for reminding me.
She taught you well. We haven't heard they did. I don't remember hearing that story.
You never asked about my background.
Well, usually I'm responsible for holding you upside down while everybody else is searching your pockets. So
29 reflex save. All right. That's not great for you. So and it's not enough. So there is some rubble that comes blowing through into the area of the steps. So that area sort of by there kind of collapses inward, and you can tell that there's damage in there. It blows backward, and you take 12 points of damage from pieces
Six.
of rock, and not from shrapnel, but mostly like rock and pieces of wall that collapse in and are shot towards you.
Okay, I take
All
6.
right. Okay, fine. If
Well, it
Wow.
might say, it even says that half damage from a failure.
oh right, okay, yeah, because
I
of
have improved evasion, so.
improved evasion. All right, Ferrado, Bardos, and Lothar. I think so that wall would have collapsed. That's fine. The shrapnel you would have been completely protected from. I think you guys are fine. Lothar, I got to tell you, I think what you did protected Bardos and Ferrado from the explosion. Keep in mind,
done.
this was going to be a lot worse than this one bomb. Every one of those demandos had a bomb that they were bringing in, and they wanted this thing to. They were basically planting them all around this thing. All 4 of them were scheduled to go off at the same time, which would basically have collapsed this tower. In this case, it's even just the one collapsed a portion of the tower and sort of sheared off, a piece of it on the way down. So if you were like out here, if you were standing out, and I actually have to have my arrow to do that. If you were standing out here, you could see into the some of the floors below you because it's sheared off that curtain wall. It makes it very unsteady. Gatto, when the dust clears, you can see daylight down those stairs. The stairs are largely destroyed, but you think you can pick your way through them. The problem is that underneath there is starting to fill. You guys see the black circle
No.
around the bomb?
Mhm.
That is gas. It is a sphere, and it is bleeding into both the top floor and down Gatto where you are going. There's the area where you are headed into is filling with a dark
Starting right around here, yep.
Yeah,
black
we gotta blow that out of here.
gas.
We kill all those
Um,
orgies below us if we don't get rid of
yeah, and it is expanding.
Do you
They
guys
get
want me
little-
to get rid of the gas?
Yes, I think, as I recall, right below us is the command center for the dwarfies, right? So, obviously having part of the tower blown up was not ideal, but better partially than completely. So I would say that it's not just us up here, it's the people below us that we're trying to save.
Okay.
Well, they knew. I mean,
They knew what they were getting into.
yeah, they knew what they were getting
They
into
knew
when
they
they
were
took
saving.
over a demon-controlled city. The tower is 4 floors. Well, it is now 4 floors. There are 3 floors beneath you. The 2 floors directly below you are like sort of headquarters rooms where Harlakar and Tirabeth have their conferences. So when you guys have military discussions with these guys, it's in this tower a couple of floors down. They targeted this place specifically to try and knock out because there's a lot of maps and files, and it's almost certain that there are people in those towers who are not fighting right now, who are trying to coordinate defenses and stuff like that. This is sort of headquarters tower for Citadel Drezen. So they targeted this specifically, and they brought these bombs here specifically to knock it out. A piece of it has been sheared off, and there might be some damage downstairs, but the gas is expanding and sinking downwards. So it's creating a like a nerve gas thing. A gust of wind with a 60-foot cone would absolutely push it out. It is a terrestrial gas, like gaseous form or anything like that. Yeah, it would. Gotcha. Bardos, your turn. You were thinking about how comfortable and loving it is being underneath Lothar's wings. And in the distance, you hear the dulcet tones of Bette Midler singing a song from a movie from long ago.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything. I know that other people can blow this out of here, so I'm just
You're
gonna
gonna
wait.
snuggle a little closer.
Yep.
Okay. Haste is down to 12 rounds. Flashheart. You see
right.
Fletcher. Fletcher has a lot of pinpricks in it. He kind of turns around and there's blood streaming down his face and torso, and you're just like, it's like every 2 seconds Fletcher gets just the teensiest bit scarier.
Yeah, I can heal you, Fletcher, but I think this makes you look more tough. What do you think?
It's like the guitar player from that Mad Max movie.
I do a lay on hands if you want, Fletch. What do you think?
I was gonna say, the scary part for Fletcher is that it didn't bug him. He's just as eager to get into the next fight, even though he's covered in blood.
He enjoyed it.
Yeah, if you don't, I can say the lay on hands is the same as using my
Honey badger don't care.
using my holy strike or whatever. So we'll save it.
When this is all over and Fletcher moves to whatever crazy town that he moves to as a thing, he's going to find the local dominatrix there and he's going to be like, look, you're going to need to work harder. I'm not getting anything out of this. What is it, a whip? Come on. Yeah, I mean, get a stick or an iron bar or something. You know, we're gonna have to work harder on this. All right, Flashheart, what are you gonna do?
Okay, so
Actually, I just started to think what I was gonna do may not work. I was assuming there was something emitting the gas that I'd be able to grab.
No, it's not like a creature's emitting the gas. The explosion created a gas cloud, which is expanding and falling at the same time.
So I'm looking that negates what I was thinking of doing. So I'm looking to see if there's something else I might be able to do.
All right. What about you, Flashheart?
I mean, the best I could do is heal. Lay on hands or do a heal, like a regular heal check. What do you want, Fletcher? I can't get off this tower without the help of my friends here. So
I'm not badly wounded. A heal would be nice, but I'm sure that, you know, even a couple of bursts would take care of me.
yeah, but
If you want to leave this tower, you got to get with my friends. Sorry, having a Spice Girl moment.
yeah, posh flash.
Boss Flash.
Yeah. You could be scared,
Fletcher,
for sure.
Scary Fletcher, yeah.
I'll do a regular heal check then. Like I don't remember what the heal check is just regular stuff. I'm sorry, lay on hands. Remind me.
Ooh, you're gonna come touch me.
D6 for every other level.
It's what?
It's a D6 for every other
Thank
level.
you.
So
So
you've
15
probably
is 76.
15, you've got probably 8D6.
86.
Yeah, because you start at 1. You don't start at 0.
There you go.
27 pointer runes.
Back in the game, baby. Can you fly me off the tower? I'll do a Rose and Jack moment here where you just hold me.
He's like, he asks Fletcher, can you fly me off the tower? And it's like, Fletcher's like, okay.
Yeah.
Just gives him a big hard
That I
push.
can do.
Yeah.
Spread your wings.
Does it sound anything like that?
Wait, he doesn't have wings. Huh.
One of my favorite movie scenes of all
The
time.
Untouchables.
Yeah, where Kevin Costner throws the guy off the side of the building. Like, does it sound anything like that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Threw Frank Nitti off the building, man.
Yeah, it's the best.
Real Frank Nitti was a badass too. All right, Fletcher, you are feeling much better thanks to Flashheart, but the gas is moving your way.
I'm immune to the gas, so that doesn't scare me, but Flashheart's not.
Or are you immune to the gas?
I'm immune to all poison. I just keep forgetting that.
I'm
Okay.
immune to poison too.
I've been immune for a long time.
I'm immune,
Flash-
so is my wife.
Flashheart's immune too, because of his paladin hood.
All right.
You guys should just run right in there.
We must be really fun to eat with, guys. Like we're like, what are you guys gonna eat? We're eating all these poisons. You should try some. No, I'm good, man. Like a Hot Ones episode of just like talking.
Yeah. It's
I can just see you
ice
guys-
powder.
Yeah, at the local thing. Can we get some cyanide and lead powder over here?
You guys got any blowfish
just,
back there?
Yeah, you got any fugu?
Yeah.
All right.
These are,
Well,
these are
I
hemlock
can- I can-
spicy wings.
These are more, just go, double the hemlock. Just go to town on it.
I can get Flashheart off the tower.
Yeah, so could I.
Can you get him safely to the ground is the question.
Yeah.
Yeah, but is the ground safe? Is there like lots of demons down on the ground, or is there a safe?
There
place for me to
are-
go?
So think of like in Return
He's
of
a
the
paladin.
King.
He wants to be
during-
there.
Yeah, think of during Return of the King, during the Battle of Pelennor Fields, right? So there were creatures in the city, as well as a big battle going on outside of the city. That's largely what it looks like. Vrox have been airdropping demons into the city to wreak havoc and that kind of stuff. So yeah, there are creatures down at the bottom of this, or at various places around this. Now, what's directly below you is the rest of the Citadel, so there might not be creatures there. But yeah, if you were to go to the southwest, for example, that would bring you back over the city.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I've got a 60-foot fly, and I'm hasted.
Yep.
So it should give me plenty of fly. And given my strength, I should easily be able to carry Flashheart and Illendar.
I would think so.
And just get them down to safety.
You're probably a little afraid to approach Illinois right now. He's cursing up a storm.
I don't weigh much
You've
more
never
than
seen him so angry. For a little angry drow, he's pretty pissed off right now.
Son of a biscuit, he's saying. Oh,
Well, and
fudge.
Storm can always come help you anyway, but I'm just thinking before the poison gets you.
Well, Storm's not going to be back for another 4 rounds. Storm's still outbound with the other bomb. Or one of the other bombs.
Okay, so that's going to be my play then. I'll grab Flashheart and Illendar. He can cuss all he wants. You can bite me in the arm. I don't care.
He's gonna shoot you with that nice crossbow he has.
I'm
And
pretty
miss.
sure that's not going to get past my DR.
I say,
I was
and
gonna
miss.
say, yeah. I do have to fucking look at-
He gets
I would
flash
look at me
art.
and say, seriously, dude, come on. That didn't even, well, it's a hand crossbow too, so
At
I'd have
this
to say
point,
the bolts are probably only about like 6-8 inches long. They're not very big. So he'd
At this
he'd
point-
look at me and just kind of, seriously, dude?
Illendar could put it right up to his temple and still miss.
Yeah.
Ding. All right, so Fletcher,
that's
you're
what I'll
gonna
do. I'll grab both of them, get them down off the tower.
and fly out to the southwest, away from the Citadel and into to a certain extent into the city.
I guess I'd be asking them where they want to go. Do they want to stay here in the Citadel? I was just thinking at the bottom of the tower.
Metagame, I
Flash.
think we should go to wherever the next map is that Les has ready, 'cause that's where we're supposed to go.
Yeah, wherever the DM wants us to go.
Well, you said that we're on the 4th floor.
Right.
Right. And you said the 2nd floor is where the CNC is.
3rd and 2nd, but yeah, largely the
and-
2nd floor.
And this gas cloud is expanding and going down towards the 3rd and 2nd floor.
The expansion is largely due to the explosion. The
Right.
gas itself is heavier than air, so it is falling downward.
Right. So it seems like we need to get to the 3rd and or 2nd floor and try and do something about pushing the gas away from the people who are down there, like Tirabeth. We assume she's there, although we haven't seen her yet.
And actually, I've got spells with the gloves and with the wall of stones I can create. I can be like instantly fortifying what just got blown apart. But I can't do it with the poison there.
Right.
So Ferrato's got a plan. So she has the bow of the desert wind, which allows her to shoot an arrow that delivers a gust of wind. She's correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Ferrato is going to go into the stairwell, shoot an arrow into the thing, and push the gas out of the building towards the east. Is that accurate?
See a nod.
Okay.
I
So
see Tim Allen in Galaxy Quest saying, yeah, let's do that.
so she's got a plan.
Yeah.
So before we get to her plan, Illendar, do you want to shoot Fletcher? I'm just giving you the opportunity.
Ilndar's
Huge
pissed off,
target.
but he's not, his intelligence isn't a 3.
He's not suicidal.
Yeah, I'm not suicidal. I'm just pissed off right
You
now.
know, he
Well-
got 3 arms. He can come back for a 3rd person, probably, right? Yeah.
Honestly, Illendar is not the biggest combatant, right? So he could probably shoot his hand crossbow into Fletcher's temple, and it would be largely the equivalent of a tickle fight between sorority girls. Kind of thing. So it's just like, I don't know that he.
Yeah, Fletcher would be like, oh, that's cute, and kind of like pat me on
That's-
the head. And
That's a
Unless,
yeah,
unless you made him roll to hit, in which case he'd probably miss.
he'd probably miss, yeah. Which Fletcher would also think is totes adorbs.
oh, look at the cute little drow trying to hit me.
All right. Out in the distance, Illendar, Fletcher, as you and Flashheart and Illendar sort of fly out over the thing. You guys have a much clearer view of the battle that's taking place out in the thing. You can't you can't make out individual things, but Ilindar, you can sense that Storm is like way out there, but moving super fast, like an F-35. And all of a sudden, you hear a whomp out in the back, way out there, and you can feel that that Storm is on his way back.
Okay.
All right. We go into round 5, and I missed it again. Jeez Louise, this thing's jumping. Demando is gone. So Ferrado, you are up. You do not need to use the area between you and Fletcher is undamaged. It's the area to Fletcher's right that is collapsed, directly underneath the thing. So the doors are still there, the steps are still there. Fletcher's actually in the stairwell. But he was hit by some flying. Oh yeah, Gatto. I'm sorry. Gatto was hit by flying rocks from the explosion and that kind of stuff. And the damage to the building is sort of like in this area right here. Hold on, I'm gonna.
Yeah, so you should just be able to go down there and shoot the bow. It shouldn't.
Yeah, you shouldn't have any. The bulk of the damage is sort of like right in this area right here. Do you guys see that?
Don't.
No, but I don't think we're supposed to because the doors are closed.
All right, hold on. I'm just gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix this problem right now.
There we go.
All right, sorry.
Oh, I can see everything. It's so clear up here when I'm flying.
All right, so she is going to hustle shoot the bow 10 feet from the gas. All right, so you gotta move down there. So that those purple lines against the thing, that's where the bulk of the damage and where the place is like sheared off. So Gatto, you see Ferrado sort of step in front of you, and she has this ornate bow, and she's just like, boop. Go ahead and roll a 2 hit. There are still things that can go wrong. You can still fumble.
Says hopefully.
I'm just I don't want anything specific to happen. I just sometimes
What are you
these things
shooting at? What is she shooting at?
she's shooting into the gas. Well, she's actually shooting like right. I want to say she's shooting right. I want to say like right here,
Okay.
like straight down. Is that accurate? Okay. Yeah. So you see her, she's sort of like she's pointed in the gas, and then you see her point down at the ground, and boom, the arrow hits there, and all of a sudden the entire region is filled with this gust of wind. Gatto, dust is flying everywhere. What this does, it creates a severe blast of air, approximately 50 miles an hour, that originates from the location where the area hits, affecting anything in its path. Flying creatures have to make a fly check. Tiny creatures are blown backwards. The other thing is in addition, gust of wind can do anything a sudden blast of wind can do. Where is it? And it blows gases or vapors to the edge of its range. So what is the range? Hold on a second. Let me double check. Range on this is 60 feet. So it blows this gas cloud essentially 60 feet due east. So I'm just going to move the bomb out to here, and it essentially clears out that whole area. And you guys can see, Ferrado, you and Gatto can both see the cloud is pushed out to the east over the Citadel, and it's still falling. It's not expanding anymore, but the wind has sort of blown it away from the stairwell. You do see that there is some like dark sort of grayish black powder that has landed on some of the stairs and some of the rubble where the gas cloud hit it. But yeah, Ferrado, you are successfully have blown it out over it's largely over the top of the Citadel, but it's roofed, right? So it's just falling down. That gas is falling down on the roof of the building. Well done. All right. That being the case, all of the dangers confronting you have been neutralized. And at this point, we fall out of initiative.
Don't say fall.
Fallout. All right. So Storm comes back fairly quickly. Only about 20 seconds or so later, Illendar, you guys are obviously it would go to where Illendar is, so it is flying with Fletcher. Fletcher, I'm assuming that you are bringing these guys to the ground, the ground level.
That was the idea. And I can go back and get more if they're trapped up there.
All right, it's going to take you a little bit. Bardos and Lothar, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna follow the group.
Okay,
Like-
Lothar.
Yeah, well, Bardos, can you fly on your own
I can cast fly. Yep.
or feather fall?
No, I can cast fly on myself.
So from where I am, I'm gonna call to Gatto and Ferrado. Because I understand the stairs here are blown out, right? So they don't have a way down there.
Not an easy way down. They could probably climb their way down, or that kind of thing. But yeah, it's not easy. It's kind of busted up.
So I'll call them to me. And
Might
then
have to
we're,
defend this tower again, so we might need to find a way back. I guess we could fly there, so never mind.
then we're kind of back to the same thing. How much do they weigh?
Ferrado is a small cat-like creature. Gatto's a half elf, so we're not talking about huge giant wads of mass at this point.
Okay, well, in that case, I'm going to, with my arms, grab both of them
Okay,
and then step off the edge of the building and float us down.
gotcha. All right, so you
And-
guys catch up with each other. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was to say Astrid's I'm gonna whistle for Astrid so she follows me.
Gotcha. Okay, you guys do that successfully. Essentially, Bardos, you grab them as they come back up. I don't know why a half elf isn't called a half. They're called a disgusting halfie. That's what they're called. You guys get back down to the ground, and down there you're already sort of in the thick of it. There are demons, babaus, and things like that are already sort of fighting, and you find yourselves fighting a variety of you've got to put
I messed
slash
it up
in
on
buddy.
purpose.
That was supposed to be private, yeah. Oops.
And the only thing you
Uh,
find are pamphlets for Erastil. Read one.
Where's my Erastil pamphlet? Oh, great, thank you.
I pickpocketed, damn it.
Damn it,
I'll
it's another
pickpocket again, damn it.
It's another pencil. Have you heard the good news about the agriculture
It's what
guy?
I keep pulling out of his pocket.
He's jokes on you. He's got like 40 of them in there.
And there's a half-written page in there on things that Iomedaean paladins can't do. It's only half finished.
Yeah, there's just notes on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get rid
Oh,
of that.
no.
Get rid of that one.
I mean, in the great library, 20 years from now, in the great library of Tefu in Osirian, people will go there. Iomedaean scholars will go there and say, we need to see the original document. And they'll say, well, it's in the rare books room. And they'll bring them in there and they'll give them white gloves. And there they will see what are paladins allowed to do. It'll be like, you have 20 minutes, and they'll flip through it. And, it's like, was these actual drow or are these metaphorical drow? I don't know. No one really knows where this book came from.
I don't think I told you this story, but when I went on our last cruise, I went on the BGG Con cruise in February. No, sorry, in
Mhm.
July. And one of the nights, it was like I'd had far too much to drink. I'd been overserved. It wasn't my fault. There's free food everywhere.
Wasn't-
And for some reason, we got into D&D and somebody else was playing a paladin. And I pulled out the paladin, what I can and can't do. And I regaled them with each of the things I can't do for like 20 minutes. But I tell you all I have to say is that I looked up while reading this, and I have never seen such a group of uninterested other people listening to me regale them with these genius quotes from our book.
Well, that's why, when you
I guess they lack the context.
yeah, I mean, context is important. Some of the times that I've watched my kids sort of watch other people play, video games on YouTube. I was like, I don't understand that. And I said to Matthias one time, I said, why do you watch video games on YouTube? That seems like the most boring thing. He's like, you watch football. And I'm like,
sick burn.
that's okay. All right, I get it. But yeah, sometimes it's like, you read these people are like, all right, let me tell you a story about what happened in my game. And everybody's like, yeah, I gotta go. I'll see you later.
Yeah.
I had sent Les these community chess cards like from Monopoly that says "Get out of a character story." Somebody tells you a character story free. Yeah, sorry.
Uno reverse.
Yeah, Uno reverse.
But was the other guy who played a paladin disinterested, or was he just sitting there going, duh?
Yeah, well, he was just like, dude,
Did you need to be told that?
it's all a little fuzzy, Chuck. I can't tell you.
What's wrong
Overserved. Yeah,
with-
we got
I'm-
overserved.
yeah,
It's all
I'm
good.
I'm gonna say in my defense, I'm sure I took it contritely, but no, I didn't.
So then you beat the crap out of the guy and threw him off the boat, that kind of thing.
Well, yeah,
Listen to me. You need to learn this if you want to be a paladin.
yeah.
Oh, wait, I have another page of things paladins can't do. to write.
I think I did get a
We-
chuckle about
You
holding.
can't make
holding-
any deals with demons. It's important.
Yeah, I did get a chuckle out of holding a torch to a guy's genitals to get him to talk. And when I come back as a non-lawful good character, you better know that's gonna happen.
Then you can
Genitals
take-
will be torched.
Then you can take that book and throw it out the window.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys find yourselves sort of in a pitched battle down in the streets of Drezen, and you engage in it. I mean, you fight, demons and try to protect some people, and it is a pitched battle. You finally make your way back to re-enter sort of the Citadel, and there are, some of Harlakar's guys and some of Tirabet's guys, and are sort of like waving you, get in there, it's you guys, and you get back into the Citadel, and you find yourself. That's true. That book is a work in progress. You find yourself back in the Citadel behind a portal, and they're like, it's been like this. We're fighting, and you're like, how's the fighting going in outside of the city? And you're like, nobody knows. It's crazy because it's only been happening for like the last maybe 45 minutes since this 50 minutes ago. It was a Bacall. It was like Sunday. And now it's like demon fights everywhere. So it's really gotten quite desperate for a lot of people in the city. And, as a lot of the Crusaders and a lot of the dwarves have ridden out to face the demonic horde.
Just out of curiosity, why do you ride out like when you know you're going to be under siege anyway? Just to see if you can sally for it to break their lines first?
Well, Drezen, the city, doesn't have walls.
Right. I forgot that.
Yeah, it's not a walled
Right,
city.
the
The
keep does, and
Citadel,
The city doesn't, right?
I
the
remember that
Citadel is a
ushered-
castle, but everything else is sort of out in the open.
we ushered the citizenry, those who've been foolish enough to come to our peaceful hamlet, into the fortress before we pulled up the stakes there. So
Well, a lot of people did, but the problem was that you had very little warning that this was happening.
I know.
You
I
had
was
to
just washing my skywhale and my jorts this morning, and look what happened now.
put a little, got the buffer out. And you're like, and
Yeah.
Skyway's like, whoa, as you're like,
Got my
but
cutoff on. Yeah.
you're it happened very quickly, and a lot of it had to do with Aponovicius basically saying, I don't give a shit about your 10-mile protective sphere. We're not teleporting out, because that's a large part what it disallows the demons from doing is teleporting in and teleporting out, which is a big deal for demons, right? So, but they were like, fuck it, we'll do it the old school way. And so you guys could look out there and you still see a giant form of this enormous Merilith that's out there amongst the battle that's just fighting, and you can hear it exhorting the demons, kill them all, slay all of them, leave none alive, that kind of thing. And one of the things that Bardos pointed out to you guys is that this is probably a projection. You guys know that Meriliths are 500 feet tall. And Bardos is clued into like magical shit, and he's like, yeah, that's a projection. She's not there physically, but she's got to be around somewhere because she's watching the battle and basically conducting it from someplace. As you guys are in the Citadel and you're sort of getting a breath from all, having fought your way back into the Citadel, somebody comes up that you guys recognize, one of Geyer's guys, and he's like, excuse me, Optimist Primes. There's something you need to know. There's something happening down in the basement of the Citadel. We need your help. Please come down.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, are you about to tell us that you heard some scratching of a giant rat down there? Because I've done this adventure before.
No, it's something far different than that. We saw something that we didn't. We didn't know what it was. And while the battle was raging, we didn't think anything of it. But then from it emerged several creatures, which killed several of us. And it looked a lot like this.
With this blue door.
I'm not sure what that is, but it can't be good. Creatures, giant wasp-like creatures, bigger than anything I've ever seen, bigger than the biggest testria, emerged from it and began killing us and destroying us with their buzzing noises, which made us crazy and disoriented.
Are you showing
We've
a
locked
monster
them.
picture?
We've locked them in, but we don't know what's going on. What?
Are you showing a monster picture? All I see is the a door.
Yeah, I didn't see
Yeah.
the street.
They don't have a description of the monster other than it is sort of like a big
Wasp-like
praying mantis / wasp. And
Okay.
big, they mean like the size of Storm.
Hey, look,
Or
I
a
will fight
little
anything,
smaller.
but if it's Sturgis, I'm out of here. I
But
lost
this
a couple
is-
characters a long time ago to Sturgis. I'm still scared of him.
What they're telling you is this materialized down in the bowels of the Citadel. And these creatures emerged from it and they tried to fight them, but were defeated. The best they could do was they managed to sort of close the double doors to this room and bar them. And there's a few people down there. One of the court mages is down there trying to do things, but we desperately need your help. Something is going seriously wrong down in the bowels of the Citadel.
Okay.
Bardos, give me a knowledge arcana check based on the description that this guy has given you of this thing.
While he's doing that, you know what comes to my mind is when we first rescued Gatto, there was something in that little castle that were like these wasp-like things that had bodies up in the.
Oh, yep.
So this is Gatto's fault is what you're saying.
Oh, sure. Go ahead. Blame me now.
I just remember them. I thought they were creepy then, so I don't know if these have.
Precisely correct.
Bardos, the description that this guy has given you, while an imperfect description, mirrors exactly a large and potent gate. Someone or something has created a gate inside Citadel Drezen.
That's supposed to be impossible.
Yeah, theoretically, yes.
I'm gonna have a word with the guardian.
Sword of Valor
Yeah, the
really
Sword of
hasn't
Valor.
been putting the stem on the apple, has he?
Yeah.
Not on top of his game.
Bardos with as Flashheart, as you say, well, the description sounds like a gate, and Flashheart is like, what the fuck? Isn't the Sword of Valor supposed to protect us from that? You recall you're thinking about this and you're like, yes, that should be the case, unless this was a pre-existing gate that had been somehow disguised or negated in some way. It might not have been detectable, and it might be reactivated in this case, in which case the Sword of Valor would not have been able to protect it because it was technically, from the Sword of Valor's point of view, it was pre-existing.
Sorry, it was a pre-existing condition. You're not covered for that.
It's
Yeah.
not covered by Sword of Valor insurance.
I still
Alright.
say we take the Xbox away from the.
Yeah, I was just saying, I think Flashheart figured it out. Ever since we gave him that Xbox, he's been useless.
Like, yeah, guys, I'll be right there. I can't save it.
Come on, I just downloaded Elden Ring. I'm busy.
I'm playing Grand Theft Auto. Leave me alone.
I gotta hide behind this dumpster for 30 more seconds.
Yeah, you could hear him in the background. This new Vegas is tough. Come on, Sword of Valor, get with it.
Get with
So,
it. All right.
so
That's-
we need to go to the basement, follow these
Yeah.
guys and figure this out.
Yeah, he's like, he's begging us. He's like, please come. No one else knows what to do with these creatures. We blocked them in, but if they escape, who knows what damage they can do.
no one else is stupid enough. I mean, brave enough to go down to the basement to fight some creepy monsters pouring out of a dimensional gate.
No.
Martial characters, anybody who uses a sword or a bow as their primer, knows how to fight. Give me a quick intelligence check. Give me a D20 roll and add your intelligence bonus. Unless you have something like knowledge warfare or knowledge strategy or knowledge tactics, in which case use that.
I do have a hand crossbow. That counts, right?
I thought I would have.
Well, that's pushing it. Take -4 on your roll.
But he's got knowledge pew pew.
Yeah.
Knowledge pew pew. Well, his hand crossbow, he's got a new nice one too. It's really cool looking.
No, repeating crossbow.
Sorry, who's making the roll?
Anybody who
Martial
fights with a
characters.
sword, martial characters, anybody who fights with a sword or shoots a bow as their primary attack.
So you,
Okay.
Matt, Don.
So sorry, I thought you were talking to one of the spellcasters again. So what do you want me to do?
Nope.
A D20 plus what?
Your intelligence bonus.
You know, Flashheart said, "Hey, Sword of Valor, you got another controller around here? Let me just help out real
It's
quick."
not working.
I rolled a
Yeah.
1.
You get the second party controller. It's all jacked up. Half the buttons
Yeah.
don't work.
Some tape on it.
It's
Held
inexplicably
together by
sticky.
duct tape. Yeah.
Yeah, inexplicably sticky on one side.
Oh my God. Come on, Don.
Wow.
I can't believe that Gatto is the last hope
You're
for you
a
guys when it comes to tactics. Farina, look at she come from
Oh,
nowhere
There you
with
go.
a 17. Way to go.
Ferrado for the win. All right, what do you got, Gatto? Anything?
I was hoping I didn't have to.
Yeah. D20 plus your intelligence modifier. You're martial, sort of.
Oh,
There you go, Gatto.
Oh, there we go.
Natural 20.
Now
Farina,
I
what's
know
your
what it is.
intelligence? What's your intelligence bonus? You have an intelligence bonus, don't you?
No.
It's 0.
10
Okay.
intelligence or 11? Okay.
Not only does Gatto know what this is, he knows
Yep.
its name.
Hey, Fletcher, you're not
Frank.
permanent? This is going to sound really horrifying, so just pretend I didn't
You're not
actually
permanently
say
stupid,
it.
are you?
You're not permanently enlarged, are you?
Semi-enlarged, half enlarged, permanently. Yeah.
He's like
See
he's
that?
like a chubby level.
He's got a permanent semi.
He walks around
Got a permanent
semi-hard, yeah.
I got a permanent semi. Yeah. Les is writing this down for future twittering or whatever he does now.
Sorry. It's on the website. We don't do Twitter anymore. Twitter's played. It's all about 2009 internet. It's all the websites.
Hamster dance is coming back. I can feel it.
Hamster dance and that baby thing that
Oh,
was
yeah.
All right. So
I like the moon. What was that?
what's the fucking Subway guys or whatever it was?
The-
Yeah.
The,
The
badger
sandwich
song.
creatures.
Oh my gosh.
Or no, Quiznos.
Oh, Quiznos, yeah. All right. So Blanchard and Fletcher, who might otherwise be martially inclined, just completely vapored. But Farina and Gatto confer for a moment, and they both agree that if there is an active gate through which creatures, which by all descriptions seem to be some sort of demon, have come through and attacked Crusaders down in the basement, if Aponavicius was able to capitalize on that, basically she could flood the interior of Citadel Drezen with troops. That would be the play.
Who can
It
do
is-
this?
So does this sound to me like the secret
What was
weapon
the-
that they were all at Twitter about?
It might be a secret. Yeah, it could be. You mean the ones that Erastel's son and daughter told you about?
Yeah.
It could be. It fits all the qualifications. This is something that nobody knows about. It's something that that they would have difficulty finding more information about because it was purely demonic. But this could be it.
So we need to go and handle this.
You guys know what Lothar is talking about, right? Did you ever share with them that
Yeah, I did.
discussion? Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds vaguely familiar. Yeah.
All right, so you follow this guy down into the bowels of the Citadel, and you remember, as you guys are. Hold on, I gotta respond to something.
Blood for the blood god. That's all we're hearing from the basement.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
what
So
happened
you
to
guys,
my natty?
Yeah, what happened to Don Natty? He
Natty
got
what?
20.
the nat
Natty
20? Yeah, I mean,
intelligence check.
yeah. Basically, you guys, you say that you think exactly that. Somebody with an unknown secret gate down in the bowels of Citadel Drezen. If this belongs to Aponavicius, she could flood the entire Citadel with creatures.
Who
Okay.
else would it belong to, though?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's
I don't
been
know.
a
We were
while.
checking on that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
guys
say,
haven't
like,
seen it before.
who else could it belong to? The side eye got over there. Is this your girlfriend's back door here? You're like, yeah.
No, she had nothing to
there.
do with this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Gatto,
Illusionary an area.
feel free to share.
Well, no, he asks and I told him she's got nothing to do with this.
All right, so you guys go down those steps and you see,
photo.
you know, as you guys are going down there, you see some of the places that when you first came to Citadel Drezen and you were fighting your way through here with Geyer's guys out front and and Harlakar's guys hadn't even arrived in the Citadel yet. You remember going through some of these passageways and places that you had never had never been back to since, in the bowels of the Citadel when you were trying to clean this out from all the horrifying creatures that had lived here and all this thing. Soon you get down to potentially the lowest level that you've been to, and this place looks vaguely familiar, but you don't quite remember what it was that took place here. And as we switch maps, you might remember certain things. You come through here and you can see a bunch of people, and the first thing that you do as you sort of begin to step forward is you begin to hear a buzzing noise, a horrifying buzzing noise. It's loud, and it is it's disconcerting. You know, you're like, oh God, that's a weird noise. You could hear it. You could see some Crusaders over in the area over here, and they're all facing sort of this direction. And I'll just sort of, whoops, not that direction. Hold on a second. That's not the direction we're talking about here. They're all sort of facing this direction.
And is Bardos really all the way over in the other corner?
Oh no, sorry. Hadn't
'Cause
quite
if-
got everybody.
Right, but if we're all sort of clumped up like this,
Well, you're clumped up like this because you have to come through various doors and things like of that
right?
nature.
Well, I just want to take the opportunity to cast a spell on us because it'll get us all.
Okay.
So I'm going to cast Blessing of Fervor.
Blessing of her, and that's a minutes, not rounds, isn't it?
Blessing of Fervor. No, that's
it's
one
rounds.
round per level.
15 rounds. Okay.
But we all need to be together in order for it to make sense. So
Gotcha. Okay.
well, yeah, haste would have been over.
This is over.
The angelic aspect.
Yeah,
would
you
have been
guys
over.
fought for several minutes in the streets of streets of Drezen. You guys also see Ferrado, who has torn off some small bits of cloth and jammed them into her ears, and you could hear her say, "You should do the same. Block your ears. Protect yourselves."
Okay,
Okay, do the same thing.
Yeah, I'll do that.
earplugs in.
I say,
right.
what? Yeah.
As you move forward, you can
Earplugs in.
see that there are a bunch of people in this room, and they're all sort of looking towards the northeast. And at that point, you hear boom, something hit those doors, and these guys, sort of the close ones, over here, they sort of take a step back a little bit, like, oh no, it's coming out. They're all in armor and shields and weapons, and they're sort of standing around. Behind them is a row of archers. You can see 2 longbowmen over here and some dwarven crossbowmen standing here. They're all sort of thing. A mage, a guy, well, you don't know if he's a mage. He's a guy dressed in robes. Is standing. Well, he's not a mage. He's a guy. He's got a shield and a sword. He looks like he's the commander. He's like, don't hold, and he looks back around. He's, oh, thank God you're here. The Optimist Primes. Oh, fantastic. We have a devil of a period here. I've lost 3 men already, I think, maybe more. I'm not sure what's back there, but it's weird and pissed off, and I don't know what to do. It may be coming through. We blocked the door, but we need your help.
We specialize in weird and pissed off, sir. So we'll
Yeah.
take it from here. We also brought a weird and pissed off. Fletcher, could you step up here for a second?
Because say Storm's gonna make.
So
her
I'm
way
reading
towards the door.
Farina's message. So I probably don't want to go anywhere.
Yeah, she's casting resistance on as many as she can
Oh, thank you, Farina.
while we're all clumped together.
It's Ferrado now, right? I keep saying Farina, but it's Ferrado.
It's failings.
All right, so she's casting
really?
resistance. Who can she get? Oh, touch. So I mean, is there Ferrado, is there a limit on how many people you can deliver that to? Unlimited, so it's a cantrip. So yeah, you're beginning that. This guy comes over to you and begins talking to you. He's like, "Gentlemen, do not fear. The Optimist Primes, they have arrived. They will help us."
I'm gonna say Storm is making her way up towards the door.
Okay.
Captain will save us.
So has Storm done anything to sort of protect her hearing?
Yeah, she's just.
She's
her
just like
ears are
sticking
up,
a
so she's
finger in
got
there.
Her ears back, so they're kind of covered.
Okay. Okay.
Fletcher has earplugs in. He's just following Storm.
I missed this. What's the hearing? I must have been drifting off.
Corrado said, "Plug your ears; it'll
There's
help."
a buzz. I mean, you all hear it now. There's a buzzing noise that seems to just crawl right into your ears, right into your brain. It is very difficult to sort of ignore.
Not that it's great for spell casting, but can't we cast silence on people or cast silence on a coin or something?
Well, it's coming from behind the door.
I'm just saying we stay within a radius of a silence spell, then it would keep us from being affected.
Would that protect us from any damage from it?
I don't know.
A silent spell, potentially. I mean, even this far away, it just seems to want to crawl right into your brain. You're not sure what it is, but man, it is not pleasant.
Les, this is where you should have had Baby Shark. This is where you should have had Baby Shark on
Baby
like
shark,
crawling right into your brain. Ah!
Okay, resistance lasts for a minute, so let's get going. Do you guys want me to check out to see if there's traps or anything?
So what's the plan? I mean, what are you guys gonna do? The doors are barricaded, right? So you get here and you can see that there is an actual like barricade against the double doors. You can see the double doors beyond which are closed. And then there's like a big wood, one of those big wood sort of barricades. Every once in a while, something bashes into it, but it seems desultory. Whatever's back there, and you can hear the buzzing. It's some sort of insect thing, you think. I mean, and it feels like there's a lot of them in there. Whatever's back there does not seem massively interested in coming through the door right now. Every once in a while they'll hit it, which gives these guys the pissing ninnies. But
ask these guys, is this doorway the only way from whatever's on the other side into here? There's no other way around.
Yeah, that's true. It's the only way.
Okay. Well, I think we're gonna head in there. So once we get in there, close this door and
The leader says, "Wait a second," and goes to Ilindar and says, "There may be another way to get in from the side. I'd have to look, but it would require going back the other way, going around. It would take time, but there might be a side way to get in."
I'm just more worried about this being the only way these guys can spill out of here. Because I'm assuming we're gonna barge in here and take care of whatever's in here.
He looks to you and says, "Look,
I don't want things getting past us."
They've hit that door a couple of times. I've lost some men inside. I don't know what I don't know what their status is. They're probably dead, considering what's going on. If they had found the place that I'm thinking of, if it goes through, would be small, smaller than whatever those things are in there. They might have overlooked it, or they might be busy doing something else. I just don't know. It's possible we might be able to sneak in there. He looks at Storm though, and he says, "I hate to say it."
And Fletcher.
And Fletcher, who is partially enlarged. Sorry. He says, "I'll be blunt. I don't know that your dragon will make it."
And then Gatto's like, "Hey, it wasn't me."
I didn't say it.
It's possible. He looks at you. He says, "Possible with that. If the dragon stayed out here, and this enlarged crab creature stayed out here as well, The rest of you might be able to slip in from the side and do some sort of flanking maneuver. I just don't know. I just don't know what's in there.
Well, and check the chat for what Farina's doing. Just a heads up.
So yeah, she is giving resistance to everybody, and she is pulls out a leaf and works with one of her arrows and puts it away and knocks the arrow. She has an arrow knocked, and has put cloth in her ears to help her with the buzzing sound.
My leaning towards this is the flanking thing might be nice, but I like our odds better with all of us going in as a group, so we can kind of protect each other and aid each other.
So you're saying the frontal assault?
That's kind of worked for us pretty much the whole time.
I've talked to some people who know you well, and they say that you've never done anything but a frontal assault.
It's stupid, but we're going to do it.
They'll never see it coming.
Have any of you rolled a stealth roll?
Avocado lives in
Your silence is telling.
That's
I don't
Garo's job.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Gotta
I
hide
don't
from
know.
us all the time.
I don't imagine that dragon could do it.
Ouch.
All right, so
Listen,
you guys
dude,
want
say that D word one more time and I'm killing you.
Pretty dragon.
Hey.
hold on. Say the D word one more time, and I'm killing you.
That's funny.
Yeah, but the last time was the Raven, and you haven't worn the Raven yet.
That's true. All right, so the buzzing, and you can see that the people that are sort of in here, are guarding the door, and this guy, every once in a while you see them sort of like reaching in and sort of like digging at or swatting at their ears. You're worried. So and frankly, the sound of the buzzing is muffled by the fact that the door is closed and barred. If it's bothersome here, it might be damaging there.
If we open the door, we might inflict a lot of damage on all these archers and such.
Well, and also the leader will tell you that at least 3 of his guys are in there, and he's not sure what's happened to them. He assumes they're dead, because he's like, they couldn't have lived through this. But if you release what's ever in there, maybe that's what they want. But he's like, that's why we barred the door, to try to keep them in there, because we knew that the 12 of us, or however many people are here, would not be enough to stop. But now that the Optimist Primes are here, now that you are here, we know that you will stop them, destroy them with your frontal assault tactics.
Hey, Chuck, do you have silence memorized?
I don't.
Dang it.
But my suggestion was going to be tell this guy to take his men and fall back to
whatever the next doorway is.
Yeah, so like wherever we came in.
Like this corner right here,
No, I was
forming in a big sort of concentrated area where a fireball could completely wipe us out.
I was thinking around this corner. Just
Yeah.
get them out of the way, and then we take Storm and Fletcher and do our normal thing.
Yeah.
The guy looks at you. That's true. Farina makes it. Jennifer makes a good point. Nobody can really hear that well in wind. A gust of wind may help you guys here. It may not destroy the sound. I don't think it would. But if you guys were in a 50-mile-an-hour wind, hearing some buzzing might be. I mean, maybe not.
Yeah, we could also be blown around a lot.
The guy looks at you. The guy looks at you, Lothar, the commander, and he says, "I will put it to my men, but we're all crusaders here. We've all fought many battles against demons and worse. To stand with you today against whatever is behind there, to stand with the Optimist Primes. With all due respect, Lothar the Red, we will not leave." And you hear some of the people like, "That's true. We won't go. We'll fight with you."
Okay. We'll
We'll fight with you, says the single female person in here.
Yeah, we tell them to put stuff in their ears to help muffle everything.
Smart. Do it. That's an order. And you see them sort of like put down their weapons and begin ripping cloth off their tunics and whatnot, taking out favors from their lady loves who are probably getting murdered, jamming it in their ears.
Well, and the other concern is you said that there was potentially a side entrance. one they may have overlooked, but it's also
It's
one
true.
they may have not overlooked. So if you
That's
take
true.
your men and block that entrance, prepare to fight them if they
And
come
we'll
out
take this
that
one,
way,
yeah.
and then we'll take this one.
Good point.
You're not leaving the fight. You're taking another position in the fight.
It's a doughty plan. Excellent strategy. If you
I'll go with
if you so desire it, I will order my men to do it. Is that what you wish, sir?
I'm not one of the martial ones, but I'm thinking make sure nothing comes through that way.
You're the only one talking to me. That's enough.
Oh, yes, I get that. Yes, go
I'm just-
go defend that exit. Make sure that they have no way to get out from where they are.
All right, men,
This one.
and the one woman icon that I put in here. Come with me. We will take the flank. We will take them from the flank when the Optimist Primes attack. Come with me.
Lothar's
they were like-
passing out pamphlets to everybody as they
They're
go
all,
by.
"I can't
Take
hear
this,
you."
Take this, take this.
Oop! I took the block with me. Hold on a second. I don't
Stop
want that.
tearing up my pamphlets and using them for earplugs.
I went with them.
Well, you know, you don't recognize any of these people, but surely some of them are Aristotelian.
Maybe.
All right, so they take off, and he's like, "Come with me, you and you. Help me look for the door that I've heard that exists." You know, that kind of thing. And so the dwarves. So these are dwarves, and they're Holocaust guys, and their crossbowmen is like, "We take orders. We take orders from the commander. But if you wish it, we will stay with you. Say the word, and we will cover your backs with our crossbows, which you
I'm sorry, I
only
can't hear
shoot."
you. Got earplugs in? I don't understand.
He's like,
Everybody's like,
Fletcher's
"What?
like tapping his ear.
Yeah.
What?"
You're
What do you
whispering,
say?
I can't hear you.
Well, they sort of like, so you could tell that they're nominally not part of this guy's crew,
Right.
but they just like sort of found their words down there, and they're like, "If you wish it, we will stay with you. We will fight."
We wish you to cover those guys. They're gonna need your help more than we do.
The guy who seems to be in charge, he nods once. He's like, "Understandable. We agree. We shall go." And they take off afterwards. Wait for us, you dicks. As they run out the door.
And if we all just can pile up in front of this door, I can cast Holy Aura and get all of us.
Come on,
Holy
pile
aura.
up.
Does that have? Is that a minutes or?
It's rounds, but it would be. I'll do that right before we open the door and go in. Gives everybody
You
a
got a flash hard there.
+4 to AC, +4
Where is
resistance
everybody?
bonus on saves.
By the door.
There you go.
Gives a 25 spell resistance.
What's it called again?
Holy Aura. You used it in one of our
That's
last
right, yep.
combats, but you used unholy aura. This is just the holy version of it.
Well, yeah, I don't really like the holy one.
Yeah, no.
Farina, go ahead and hit everyone with resistance again, because it only lasts a minute.
It
And we
protects
spent about
everybody.
that much time arguing with people.
Yeah, it protects everybody against possession and mental influence, just like protection from evil. And if an evil creature succeeds on a melee attack, it has to make a saving throw or be blinded.
Holy aura, that's what we got now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what I plan to cast right before we go through this door.
So holy aura is centered on you, and it's 20 feet. So that's the orange circle. Yes.
Well, it's one creature per level in a 20-foot radius burst centered on me.
Oh, right. Okay. So you gather together and give them that.
Right,
Okay.
so
Got it.
Once we're all sort of on this door, right before we go through it, I'll cast it and get everybody. 'Cause I'll
Gotcha,
be
okay.
over here.
Storm gets cat's grace and resistance for everyone again.
Yeah,
Nice, thank you.
Wait, we all get that? Oh, Storm gets it. Sorry.
Storm gets cat's grace. Everybody gets resistance.
And resistance gives you. Don't you have to check? Don't you have to pick an energy? Or did she already?
Resistance is just +1 to any saving throw, and it's a
Gotcha.
divine one, so it would stack with Holy Aura.
Okay. Excellent. One moment. So 1 minute is 10. So it'll last just as long as Blessing of Fervor continues to do. All right. So you guys are standing out in this room, and this isn't a room that's well in the bowels. And you hear this. I mean, you can hear, even through the cloth, you can hear this buzzing noise. Bardos, actually anybody who uses magic, give me a either knowledge arcana or a perception check, whichever is better. Oh, those rolls for anybody who uses a weapon were to determine the tactical elements that were taking place here. It was a tactics discussion that you guys won. All right, Bardos, you are the foremost magician of the party. There you go, a 2. All right, so 30. So Fletcher and Bardos actually come
Ilendar.
to.
Yeah,
Where's
Ilendar
Ilendar?
got
Oh,
40.
40. Oh, Ilendar. Actually, Ilendar. All right. Ilendar leads primarily. So Ilendar, you can hear this buzzing in the background, but you can hear it. It doesn't sound like it's a combat. It sounds like they are preparing something magical. Or fixing something magical. Remember, they said that they saw this gate open. Maybe they're trying to make it permanent.
Okay.
Because
As soon
that's
as I
what you would
figure that
want.
out- As soon as I figure that out, I'm gonna blurt that out and say, "Oh my gosh, we got to get in there now."
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
that the plan to go in there?
And right before we go through the doors, when I'll cast Holy Aura.
Okay. You're gonna all right. So I'll keep it at 15.
So you have to unbar the door. How long is that? Is that like an action? to
It's just
unbar
it's
the
just a big wood, yeah, a big piece of
Yeah.
wood. You take it away,
door? I will
remove
take
it.
care of the wood.
Here.
All right, it moved out of the way, and the doors are there. They do not lock, so all you need to do is push them open to enter the room. The buzzing seems to have increased.
You want to go first, Storm?
Yep.
What does Storm do?
She's gonna, if the doors aren't open, she's gonna push them open and barge in.
Boom. All right, she goes in and sees many interesting things, disgusting things. But mostly what she sees is the faces of 5 creatures turn and look at her. This is what the creatures look like.
Ah,
Ugh.
That's kind of nasty.
Yeah,
Cockroaches.
very nasty. It's a combination of like cockroach and crawdad and dragonfly. The buzzing noise is coming from their wings, which are constantly in motion. You can see the enormous gate. Well, I guess some of you can see the enormous gate. They do not look like they can fly well, and they are not flying. They are walking on their clawed feet. You see a couple of bodies on the ground, torn apart, but they don't look like they've been eaten. And these creatures all look towards you as they begin. Their wings begin buzzing harder against you.
Yeah. Storm is
Let's roll.
barged in and attacking the first one, so
Let's roll for a niche.
Oh, I suck.
Yes, you do. But I have a feeling that I will probably roll even suckier because it is what I do.
hey, Fletcher, I'm gonna, as soon as I see them, like, you don't have one of these claws yet on, you could make it like a matching pair with the Glabrazoo arm on one side, one of these claws.
I'm actually looking at one of their legs. I think I want one of their legs.
And a praying mantis claw on the other. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
Hold on.
Yes,
That'd be
ooh, I
awesome.
like that look.
Fuck
Yeah.
that up here. Hold on a
That's a
second.
nice
Like-
aesthetic.
Just call it,
All right, there we go.
Wait, you didn't like the 2, so you just re-rolled it?
No, I
That's
bunched it. It didn't have the bonus attached to it. I was trying to set the roll, not roll the roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
That's
Be a
magic
big baby.
before.
Be a big baby about it. Doing 500 points around, and it's like your initiative rolls too high. I think you should have a 7.
Well, technically, he ain't wrong.
All right. Is everybody in? Everybody got their initiatives in?
I believe so.
All right, hold on a sec.
Fletcher, Stormy, Bardos, Gato, Flashheart, Ferrado, and Ilendar.
Elendar. All right, let's see what happens. Look at old Gatto sneaking it in there. All right. These creatures look at you, and you can see. All right, Bardos, you're not in a position to see. Ilendar is in a position to see. Ilendar, give me a knowledge arcana.
Are you sure?
Yes. $22. Yeah, you don't know what's in there. I mean, you could see this big gate. All right, so you guys can see that thing right there. It is it matches the description of what those people talk to you or describe to you, and it seems to be pulsing with a blue light. These creatures, you think, were doing something to it when you guys rolled in. It's not like they were eating the bodies of the dead crusaders. They were performing some sort of thing. Something bad may be about to happen there. You're not sure. But luckily Gatto is first.
Okay. Watch the screen again for my movement. I have
Okay.
spring attack. So when I was next to this guy, I'm going to swing once and then end up here.
Okay, so you're running past Storm, striking at a guy, and then running back.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
And making curly noises or Daffy Duck noises as he runs back.
And he is flat-footed, so I will get sneak attack damage because I'm moving before he does the first round.
If you hit him, I mean, I haven't seen any rolls, and he's got a higher AC.
But he's flat-footed, so.
Shit. Flat-footed. That's going to be a hit. So this is this guy you're hitting, right? You're just sort of rushing in there and rushing back. Okay.
This guy here.
Yeah, you stab him. Go for it. Right, so just curious, do I get a bunch of attacks of opportunity since you're moving in and out of like threatened squares all over the place?
Not with spring attack.
Okay, I was going to say I'm not sure if spring attack precludes that, but ooh,
I saw that, Mike. Thanks.
21
Ilendar
and
fall back about
6
30 feet.
bleed. All right, so I hate
Damn,
to
I have
mention
such
this,
throws.
but they are immune to bleed, and that's legit. I'm not just making that up because I hate you. So 27 points. All right, there you go. All right, he seems irritated, and you seem aggravated, but you move fast in and out of there, even before this creature could bring down all sorts of problems upon you. All right, is that it for you?
Yes.
Okay, 1 second.
Oh wait, we're not hasted, so that's where I end up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you've got divine fervor, so if you chose the haste thing, you could be.
All right.
I forgot divine fervor was on. Okay, so here, yep.
Or blessing of fervor, whatever. What's the spell called?
Blessing of fervor.
Blessing of fervor. That's right.
One moment. The creatures look at Storm, and they're not super happy about Storm being there. So
Storm gets that a lot, actually.
You can see them. So a couple of things are going to happen. So first, Gatto, you're done, right?
I'm done.
Okay, these creatures, so they step to here, 5-foot step, closer to Storm. This one doesn't even have to move Storm because they have reach. The other three.
One thing. Do they have some sort of physical resistance?
2.
Any damage or anything like that? Because my weapon bypasses 5 of that.
No, I got it.
Okay.
I got it. All right. So the next thing, Storm, you realize that you are surrounded by a huge squad of flying, crawling, biting insects.
Okay.
And then another one. And then another one. Not on you, but out here, where it begins to spread out and attack a variety of people. These are creeping dooms. It summons massive swarms of biting and stinging insects. They appear adjacent to each other, because they move independently. Okay, hold on a second. Oh, here we go. I gotta look at the thing. So you have 2 of them on you, and a third one is moving out into the area. I need you to make a. Oh, well, it's a swarm, so you get automatically hit. So Storm, you take 16 points of damage as you are covered in these biting insects. And I need you to make a fortitude save. Actually, I need you to make 2 fortitude saves.
Your swarm needs to make a fortitude save as well,
Why is that?
because they hit a creature protected by holy aura and they're evil.
Ooh, that's a good point. Well, they are themselves. Well, they're not evil. Does that matter?
No,
Okay. So they need to, what does that mean? They need, I need to make a fortitude save
yeah,
on a melee attack. Oh, blinded. Okay.
against
All right.
22.
Hold on. Let me check and see what these bad boys, what's their fort?
So what was the save I was supposed to do for Storm?
Fortitude.
Fortitude save. Here's mine. Okay, here's my fortitude save. 19?
They
Did that make it?
failed. No, they
Failed. All right. So what happens then? So Holy
That
Aura,
That
they
entire
are
swarm is blind.
blind. Okay. And I gotta roll for the next
They
one.
got a 50-50 miss chance every time they are gonna.
And 23 for the other one.
23
23.
is successful.
Okay, so I've got one swarm that's blinded and one swarm that's not. All right, so 50-50 success chance. Okay, cool. And then I need a
So,
fortitude
For
save.
Storm, for Storm, it's gonna be
for-
6 higher than what it rolls here
Why is it 6 higher? Are you just making that up?
from spells.
Yeah, he gets a plus
This
4.
isn't a spell, it's poison.
No,
No,
there's
it's
spells that are
spells that
augmenting
cast on us.
Storm saves.
Resistance and holy aura.
Raising his fortitude save.
Well,
Anybody
kind
within
of.
4
But
or
this-
10 feet of me
well-
gets a +4 to their saves.
Yeah.
Too.
The spells aren't affecting the creatures, they're affecting Storm and upping
The
Storm's
buffs.
fortitude
Yeah.
save. Their buffs.
Ah,
Yeah,
gotcha.
save
Okay.
buffs.
All right. He's fine. He made his save. No poison effect. But he is getting bitten by thousands of creatures as these things go. The 2 forward ones are going to attack. And they have several attacks. So it's 2 creatures, so they get claws and stinger. Or pincers and stinger, I should say. So so they each get 2, so 4 pincer attacks. I'm just going to do them in sort of wads. 1, 2. Any of those hit?
Nope,
43 doesn't hit.
nope,
Why?
because it's less than the armor class.
What's his AC?
Right now it's 48.
48? Why
Yeah.
right? What happened to him right now that makes it 48?
Actually, right now, the only thing, actually, it's probably higher than that, actually. It's at least 48.
Well, I'm going to have to see some math on that one
So,
at some point because you're cheating.
oh yeah, I totally, cheating's a free action, isn't it?
I get that, but I mean, this is just egregious. For
I
Pete's
learned
sake.
it
All
from
right,
watching you, Dad. I learned it from watching you.
all right. So these creatures kind of grab him, and Storm is flailing about, avoiding the swarms, and manages to deftly avoid or manage to bounce off some of their attacks. So they don't get any hits, but there are swarms everywhere, and it is Bardos's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna move into the where I can see that thing.
Be careful of the swarms.
Yeah. Okay, I can see the gate from here. So what is that? What does it look like exactly? What is the gate?
The gate. So give me a knowledge arcana when you get your first look at it.
Okay, I'm gonna buff myself with a +7.
You throwing some nanites into the mix?
Nope, no, this is just, it's called Perfection of Self. It's a
Oh, okay.
wizard, a class feature.
Gotcha.
So that's +3 to this. So 31.
+7 would be 35.
Well, no, the 7 is to just intelligence, so it's
Oh, gotcha. Okay. 31. So yeah, so you recognize a couple of things. One, this is definitely a gate. And based on the runes that you see surrounding it and the activity, it can definitely be made permanent. And it looks like these locust guys were preparing for that to happen.
Like
You also
TVs.
know that this is a two-way street. Creatures could come forth from there, but creatures could also go into there. It's an open doorway. It's not a one-way thing. Potentially it could be dispelled, but it would be pretty. I mean, you could feel the magical radiation pouring off of this thing. It looks like the process to try and make this permanent is taking place right now. And you maybe have some rounds, maybe minutes before, if you want to stop it. However,
Where's one of those bombs when we need it?
Yeah.
whoever is doing this is powerful. And right now, you're thinking this could lead us to Aponovicius.
Yeah.
Because you know that Aponovicius isn't personally present with the armies, meaning she's in some safe place. Now this thing has created, and you could tell that it's demonic magic, it's demonic runes. This is a demon's gate. If they make it permanent, it becomes a strategic advantage. But you know that it can cross back the other way.
and permanent, I can still dispel it. I mean,
Sure.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, theoretically. But I mean, it would be you are a powerful magic user, but this could be a challenge. But it might be something strategic that you guys can use. If the gate
Yeah, we can.
if the gate was able to bring these creatures here, these demons here, maybe it can bring you to Aponovicius.
Wherever they're coming from, so we can attack. We can basically do the same thing to them that they're trying to do to us.
Right.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Get the holy hand grenade of Antioch ready. Let's go.
There's a lot more of them than us.
5 is right out.
Barato makes a good point. She says there's a lot more of that. There's a lot more of them than are us. But I mean, like the idea that you guys just forestalled, the idea that, when they brought those bombs to that particular tower, they were trying to knock out the command and control sequence, right? Because if Harlacar is dead, if Tirablade is dead, if Gyre is dead, then the legions don't have the Crusader legions don't have leadership, and they can take advantage of that. On the other hand, if you guys knock out Aponovicius, and even more so, if you guys knock out Aponovicius and demonstrate to the demonic forces that are out that are attacking that you have killed Aponovicius, I mean, you guys know how demons work. They're chaotic evil. The only thing that they fear is strength.
What do we have to roll to push back DM persuasion? What's the check on that?
It's high.
Mm.
Very high. It's like DC 50. But I mean, it's if you guys can get at the leader of the demons, demonstrate and defeat her and demonstrate to her armies that you have defeated her, that could turn the battle.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where this projection's coming from, we need to stand in front of it, just like someone interrupting a Zoom video, and like, you
Yeah.
know, make faces at
Take
them in this big, huge form. We can, you know, tell them jokes. We can.
Yeah, take
Yeah.
off their
Oh.
pants, you know, like a lot of people
Flashheart
like
has
to
a lot
do
of
on Zoom.
material. Flash has a
What?
lot of material he'd like to try out on some demons.
Come on, we've all been on Zoom calls without our pants. Don't pretend you're some sort
Yeah.
of innocent babe in the woods.
So
You went
then,
there
guys,
really quick, Les.
demons, you're not going to believe this, but they wouldn't even let me torture a guy with a torch to his genitals.
I've got some Zoom calls scheduled for tomorrow. I'm not wearing pants.
Awful good, am I right? All right, Flashheart would not hesitate to throw himself through a portal if he thinks it'll be for the greater good or serves Ioma Day in some way. So, and if nothing else, is to help all the people who have been part of his Drezen family all these years.
So Bardos, you come to those realizations. I mean, whether you share them with everybody or not is up to you. You do have, there are creeping doom swarms that are attacking people, and you can see that these locust creatures or whatever they are in the background that were working on the permanence of the gate are now facing you guys. But I mean, if they defeat you, they're saying, "I'll be right back."
Yeah, by the way, I didn't know
Awesome.
that was just for Bardos. I had logged off and had to log back in, so I might have missed that. That was
You didn't
inner
miss nothing.
conversation.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
Mike, Storm is a good line creature, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
neutral good.
You think it's worth dispelling these swarms, or you guys can handle these pretty easy, you think? I'm worried about using all my spells up and then getting somewhere where we really need them.
Right. I would wait, because right now all of us still have whatever we got left of the stone skin.
Yeah.
That's pulling 10 right off the top. So like
Yeah.
that swarm did like 5 points of damage to Storm.
But they're poison. Some of us aren't immune.
Yeah.
We've got the bow
Well,
too.
I know our frontline fighters. I saved from that with a roll in a 2. Fletcher's immune, and I think Flashheart's immune as well.
Yeah, I'm moving to think poison. Yeah, I did. I thought you had got bonuses for being near me, but it looks like just bonus against charm spells. So
Which ones did you blind, Chuck?
One of the swarms on Storm.
Yeah.
And they have to do that save every time they attack.
All right, I'm back. Bardos, it's still your turn.
Okay, so I am going to redirect what I was going to do. I'm going to do take a hint from Lothar, and I'm just going to try to blind one of these other swarms with glitter dust.
Okay.
So
You'll
it's,
never
Glitter
get it off.
dust.
You'll never get it off, Swarm.
Hmm.
Just live with the glitter now.
10-foot spread, DC 21, which I think covers big swarm right next to me, right?
I think you're right. Let's get you a 10-foot spread on there and see what it looks like. Glitter dust is yellow, so let's get that in there.
And what level is that spell?
Not very. It's a second.
So
Yeah.
with Blessing of Fervor, you can cast a second or lower level spell as if it were large, extended, silent, or still. If in case that helps you. That's just if you're not already using the Blessing of Fervor for something else, it actually.
I wasn't, but I don't remember I don't know if there's anything is there anything that increases the saving throw difficulty?
Enlarged spell makes the range bigger. What did you say? Large? I missed the rest.
Extended makes it last longer.
Yeah,
Silent,
which is
silent and still are not. They just eliminate
250.
verbal or
Yeah,
semantic.
this is either going to work or it's not. So I mean,
Okay. I
one of
just
those.
thought I'd throw it out there.
Yeah, no,
I
that's
thought
good.
that was a low level spell.
All right. So you want to put him on that one right there?
Yep, DC 21.
All right. Let me look at
Swarm
this.
can't have that
So
good of a will save.
they don't. Yeah, I gotta be honest with you. They do not have that great of a will save. Weirdly, but they do have some. So it's not impossible. In this case, it did not work. So the glitter dust settles upon the swarm, and you can see them begin to fly around and act more stupidly as they are covered with golden dust and seem to be discombobulated.
But they look fabulous.
They
Yeah.
look
Fabulous.
all
They're
right.
Hollywood insects at this point.
Exactly. Storm or Bartos, is that it for you?
That's it.
Moving a spell. Okay. Storm, you're
Yeah,
up. You're-
I'm gonna actually, I'm gonna talk, Illinois is right next to me, right? I'm gonna tell him that, we need to try to get everybody to that gate and see if we can't take the battle to these demons.
Okay. Eleanor, I'll look forward to all the bugs and say, yeah, good idea, let's do that. As he steps back away from the swarm. So, Les, is there room between these two creatures to move to right there?
Not without provoking shitloads of attacks of opportunity.
Oh, that really doesn't.
I don't think
at all.
Oh, wait, are you talking about Storm? I thought you were talking about you.
Yeah, Eleanor's gonna run up there because that's what he does.
Get in the fight, Illy.
Come on, Ellie. You got that crossbow.
You got a crossbow, dude.
Shoot him with your crossbow, Ellie.
It's individual wasps, one at a time. Pew, pew.
So yeah, Storm. I mean, you're talking essentially a 5-foot step, really.
Effectively, yeah.
Yeah, that's
15
fine.
feet
You
big,
can-
it's a 15-foot step, but it's
Yeah, you can get in here. I mean, it would a 5-foot. It's as long as it's a 5-foot step, you won't provoke. If you go farther than that, you will provoke. I mean, because these guys
No,
have
I'm-
reach, you have reach. It's
Yeah.
all a big, giant hug of death.
okay. So Storm can't get further than this, really.
No, not. I mean, if you wanted to go in between those guys, you would have to do like some pretty significant acrobat. Well, yeah, there's room. You would have to do some acrobatics.
And the rules with acrobatics is if you fail,
You
do you
stop.
still go there and provoke, or do you stop and then
You just stop.
You
provoke?
stop and provoke.
Okay. I don't think Storm has that great of an acrobatics. Actually, I say that. Wow, she's actually got a 13.
A nimble little vixen.
What's the DC on the
I'm sorry, a nimble little what?
Pretty dragon.
what's the DC on
You
doing
tell
the
him,
acrobatics
Astrid.
to avoid an attack of opportunity?
I gotta
Another
look.
kind of one. Or I thought
I
that was-
honestly did not think that you were going to be foolish enough to do it, but it
Okay,
will be.
Storm is our tank. That's kind of her thing.
Yeah, but all right. Let me double check this to make sure that I have this right, because I'm not sure that I do. But let's see. All right. So it's 5 plus. Shit. Okay. All right. Yeah. No, it's a lot.
Oh, so it's not a standard DC. It's okay. never
It's
mind.
not. No, it has to do with their CMD.
Okay. never mind. She
in
takes
this
the
case-
5-foot step up, and then
Okay.
she can do a full attack on this. guy right
You know,
here.
if you want to know the acrobatics DC, I'll tell you.
No, I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
That would be metagaming.
30 what?
Oh, I'd be
No, 30
Like
would be
40?
a gift more,
Nice.
much more. So high 40s.
Nice.
Yeah. So, all right.
5-foot step.
5 foot.
Doing a full attack on this guy.
Okay.
Do we have Bless going? I don't remember if that one was.
Bless would have
Yeah, or not.
probably burned
Uh,
down.
We have blessing of fervor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Blessing of
blessing of
Fervor.
fervor.
Yeah,
They
it's
don't
still
stack.
these are still live. So
Right.
we have Holy Aura, which you are yeah, you're in.
That doesn't do offense. though.
No,
It's just
holy
defense.
aura. When
Oh,
I
he's
cast
not
it-
in.
When I cast it, it affected everybody.
It's on them.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they don't have to stay within 20 feet of me anymore.
But Blessing
Gotcha.
of Fervor.
Blessing of fervor.
Did
you
take the
have.
one that adds the 2 to attack and 2 to
Yeah.
AC. So
Okay.
all these attacks are going to be 2 higher than what they roll on here.
I'm sorry, you're saying you're taking the 2 to attack and the 2 to AC? Big baby.
Yes.
Full diaper, runny nose about AC.
Whoa.
All right, 2 lows. All right, so
Potential crit.
let me just check my AC here.
And I need to-
Okay, all right, so that is a potential, so the 47 is a potential crit. The 33 is a hit, the 29 is a miss, the 29 is a miss, and the 42 is a hit.
Now,
So
are you
both-
adding the 2 and then I think these numbers are all wrong, but anyway, I'll correct my.
What? 2?
later.
Oh, the 2 from Bless?
Yeah.
The 2
No,
from
the
Blessing
2
of
from
Fervor.
Blessing of Fervor.
Does 31 hit?
Oh, Bless for the 31 does not hit,
Okay.
although it's a lot closer.
Yeah. So okay, so the first one hit.
Well, let me say this: 32 does not, or 31 does not hit. 33 does hit.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, you don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to suss this one.
Right. Does a 44 beat their CMD?
No,
I think you said it was higher 40s.
Yeah,
it's
48.
massive. So 44
Okay.
does not beat their CMD.
Okay, so I'm gonna redo the same macro just to confirm the
crit.
first hit.
Do it. Do it. I hate you.
That is
39
40.
hits.
confirmation.
39
41.
hits. That is a confirmed crit. All right, so you have 1 crit. How many hits
And
did
then
we
two-
say?
And then 2 hits. So the 2 that hit is 36, 38.
So many numbers. This is confusing. I'm just a
38 is
caveman
last
DM.
one, 38,
Your fantasy world frightens and confuses me.
38, 48, 56. So 56 points of damage for
From the 2
2
hits.
regular hits.
Okay. And then a crit. Now, do you want the chart or
Yeah,
do you
we'll
want
do the chart.
to just do regular damage?
No, we're gonna do the chart.
Okay. I'm not sure I like this. Spun around. Max damage and is flat-footed for 1d2 rounds. All right. So what is max?
So
Get in there,
max would
Gatto.
be
Yeah, but I have to go through the bugs.
16,
37.
40, no, 41 plus 2d6 plus 12, so 41, 53 would be max.
Oh,
53 is max. Okay. And then I need you to roll a d2 to tell me how many rounds this thing is flat-footed. That's flat-footed to everyone. So 2 rounds.
So 2 rounds.
All right, hold on a second. Let me do that. So it's this one here, right? You attacked?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what was it? It was 53 points. So that's 109. Let me check a quick thing here. Okay. Here we go. Solid hit. Lot of trouble. Boom. All right. And then he is going to be flat-footed. The cutter of flat-footedness is blue. And it's 2 rounds.
Yep.
All right. Good.
Okay, storm's done.
Well, I gotta make this note because I always forget about what these little dots mean. All right, storm is done. Lothar, you are up. So you see the spiders and centipedes and flying creatures. They're all stinging creatures. One, you have a bird's eye view of the ones that Bardos just covered in gold powder. There are a
Right.
bunch more that are chewing on Storm, and then you can also see not only the gate well behind them, but all these demonic insect creatures. It flies in the face of everything that you hold dear about nature. You love
Right.
insects, ladybugs, aphids, house centipedes, even though they're ugly and but they're so helpful.
You eat spiders, so you can have all the house centipedes you want.
So
Mhm.
actually, I let the
Sort
spiders
of creepy though.
have their way because they eat everything that irritates me.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna move to
Yeah,
here.
you live in a state with scorpions and stuff, so I get. what you
Yeah, I live in a state where the spiders are killing stuff that would hurt me, so I'm good with that.
Yep, there you go.
So I'm gonna move to here. I need a 20-foot radius.
That's your orange radius.
Yeah, but I need one I can move because I have
Oh, you
range
need
on
a
it.
you
I
need
need
a
a
thing.
Thing. Yeah, I need a thing.
All right. Okay, hold on a second. Let me get your thing here. And I can't spell because of the beer. Okay. What kind of spell are you doing? Is there a particular color that would be
Red, please.
red? All right, and it is a 20-foot thing.
Yeah, so 20-foot
20
radius.
foot. All right. It's still not big enough. All right. There we go. I
can't-
believe that is a 20. I'll get there.
Okay.
I gotta
All
give you.
good.
I'm gonna give you control of it. I'm just putting an interesting, cool thing in there.
Nice.
All right. Here's your 20-foot radius red thing. Place it where you want. You guys see it?
Yeah,
You should be able to move it. Okay.
I'm moving it.
All right. Cool.
So that will get all 4 of the insect creatures plus 1, possibly both of the swarms on storm.
Both. Also storm though, unless you can sculpt it.
No, also storm. It's all good.
All right.
So
What are we casting tonight?
I'm casting Holy Smite.
Holy smite.
So
You have to say
are-
Batman after that.
Yeah, you have to say
Holy
Batman
smite,
after that.
Batman. So are these creatures evil outsiders?
No.
Well, they would.
They're not on an evil
We're on the
plane.
prime material
Yeah,
plane,
you're
bud.
on the prime material plane. Yeah, I was gonna say they would be, except for they're on their own plane. They're not on their own plane. So
They're
yes, they
not.
are.
Okay,
They
so-
are indeed evil outsiders.
So the locust creatures are evil outsiders. The swarms are neutral, correct?
No. They are not. Absolutely not neutral. They are evil.
Okay. But are they evil outsiders or are they just evil?
They are not evil outsiders. They're insects are from everywhere. So these are
Okay.
not outsiders.
Are they
But
related to
they're
the
but they
swarm?
are evil.
They're using domestic insects rather than
Yeah,
imported.
exactly.
Are these related to the swarm that we fed Don's leg to?
They're
Right?
very different. He's
Okay.
still, Don will tell you, back when you guys are back at camp, he'd be like, that leg that we fed to the swarm still itches.
Yep.
Okay, so the 2 swarms
Gotcha.
take 19 points of damage.
Okay.
They do get a saving throw for partial. So they get
Okay. So is this a will save?
it is a will save.
All right, let me do that real quick. Let's knock that out. All right, here's 1 and 2.
What did they roll? I'm sorry. The first
21
one-
and 6.
The first one succeeded, the second one failed.
All right, so
so-
6 is half damage.
Succeed is half damage. They also, for the ones that succeeded, they are not blind. For the one that failed, they are blind.
All right, so the way that works is now that they are both blind.
Okay. And then for the 4 insect thingies, they get
Yeah, what's going on with that?
10d6.
What? No, that seems wildly unfair. Only I'm
40.
allowed to roll double digit.
42 points of damage.
Okay, do they get saves?
Yes, they have the same deal. They get saves for half and for blinded.
All right.
And the save is 18.
All right. So they
What
have.
spell
All
is
right.
that?
Holy smite.
Holy
What
smite.
level spell is it though?
Batman.
Holy smite.
Batman.
What
Level, he said. It is a 4th level
No, you
spell.
meant Batman. Holy smite, Batman.
Yeah, sorry, it's a 4th
Holy
level
smite,
spell.
Batman.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna go from 9 o'clock clockwise. So first.
Fail.
Jesus fucking
Fail.
balls.
Big
I don't even want to click this button anymore.
triple damage.
Noon.
Passed.
Okay. 3,
Passed.
6.
Passed.
Okay. So,
So
1.
3 of them take 21 points of damage. The
Okay.
one that fails takes 42 and is blind.
Okay. 42 and let's
And
go
that
ahead
poor
and-
guy's not even gonna see Fletcher come up to him to like dice him to pieces.
and blind. All right. And the rest of them take 21.
Yes, the rest of them take 21.
Does that thing stay there? Is it a persistent effect or is it a big boom?
It's instantaneous. It's a big boom. So basically it's holy fire.
Got it.
So just put it on the GM screen away because he might use it again.
Right. And only evil and neutral creatures are harmed. So good creatures such as my good buddy Storm, nothing.
Nothing, nada.
No, Storm's. I thought Storm was evil now.
In the update.
No, Mike, you and I talked about this. It had to be.
It had to be.
Evil is just a point of view.
He's an
Okay.
evil what is the question?
All right. So these creatures are sort of blasted backwards by the power of this
Hey,
smite.
dragon.
They stagger and oh wait, what? Sorry, I had to get a thing. So they are blasted backwards, and it looks like the creatures, like the swarms of like biting insects and stuff, are just sort of flying around Storm, without much rhyme or reason. So a lot of them are landing on him, a lot of them are not. So they're doing their best that they can. Lothar, is that it for you?
Yes, sir.
Nicely done.
Barado, that was a good play. Excellently done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Barado, you are now
Hopefully,
up.
hopefully you'll enjoy it the next 6 times I do it.
All right. Swarms contained. So now back to the original bow. Have not been able to see who is blind and who is prone, need help. So who is, I don't think anybody on your side is blind. So
All the
Ferrado's
swarms
just gonna
are blind.
run in. The swarms are all blind. So
Mhm.
Ferrado's just running into the middle of the swarms. Well, they have an attack as you run through.
If you're blind, you get an attack of opportunity. Don't you have to see the thing that
Swarm, not swarm. Swarms just
I thought
run
you
into
took-
things.
You took automatic damage if you're in a swarm at the end of your turn, but if you're not, then isn't
But,
there
but
something?
since these are blind, they should at least get the 50-50 shot of actually doing damage to you or not.
Yeah, they're gonna get the 50-50. All checks that rely on vision automatically fail, but they don't all. Insects don't rely on vision. They have little tiny eyes. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Opponents are considered to have total concealment. Blind characters must move with half. Yeah, so they can still attack. They do not get attacks of opportunity. So yeah, she can just sort of like swim through them.
As long as you
Just
don't
don't
stay
stop.
there.
As long as you don't
yeah.
stay there at the end of the round.
no.
Right.
And yeah, walk by that guy because he's the only guy that can't attack.
Yeah, he's blind.
Yeah,
too.
he's blind. Yeah, so he can't. So if you run past there over that dead body there, okay. So you're going all the way behind that sort of like furnace that's there. Okay. Yeah, you get there, and everybody's blind, so nobody sees you, and you just sort of you guys, the rest of you see Ferrado sort of go into like stealth mode, and you see her sort of like whipping in. This is where the combination of person and panther begins to bear fruit, because she just like slips through there like a pool of oil, just kind of like goes through and ease, just and manages to like pass by everybody. Even Storm doesn't realize that she's passed by until he sees her. All right.
I'm reading
What is that? Are you
Ooh,
shooting?
Something's happening.
So was that a single move?
First
So
thing.
you
You got
moved
blessing
to
of fervor too, Jennifer. Remember?
okay. So he's blind, which makes him flat-footed. So that 28 is a hit, and the second one is not a roll, right?
It's
Correct.
not a roll, no.
Okay.
She gets two
So
arrows.
28 is a hit as you turn, whirl, and shoot that guy right in his thorax.
And the first arrow is special.
Now, do these, yeah, so special from the point of view, oh, with the little ladybug friend. Okay. Hold on. I have to go back and look and see what that does because it's been so long since you and I talked about that.
He's goo is what that does.
It's not quite goo, but we'll see. Hold on.
Yeah, go look up the damage, then tell me
I'm
he's
looking
not
at-
goo.
He's not goo. He's still there. All right. Hold on a sec.
Well, geez, you get plus 60 feet with Blessing of Fervor because you're always plus 30 now with that other thing. Good Lord.
Yes. And I think based on the question that I asked, you get your regular damage plus the slaying damage.
Okay. Okay.
No, I mean, even on the first arrow, you get your regular damage on the first and second arrow and the slaying damage on the first arrow.
Ooh, okay, hold on. 4 DC. Okay. I found the ladybug thing. Got it. I need to make a 4 DC. Holy shit. I have a feeling this is gonna go very badly for me.
Goo. Oh, so goo. He's a splatter on the windshield of life.
All right, so let me check the remaining. Yeah, I know. So roll for the arrow damage as per regular.
For 2 arrows.
Yeah,
'Cause
2
it was
arrows. Sorry.
multi-shot.
God damn it. Wait a second. Oh no, it's not a verm because there's too much.
Flashcard's gonna pour himself a mead while you.
All right, the ladybug says to you as you fire, the ladybug says, "Hope I can help." And swerves out and hits this thing. Your arrows go smacking into this guy, and one of them takes him in the thorax, the other one takes him in his like weird praying mantis head. And you could see the head one is going all the way through. The thorax one seems to have not gone all the way through, but there's this weird yellowish, whitish fluid that's just pouring out of this guy. He staggers sideways with this look on his face. Well, insects don't really have looks on their faces. But you hear, Ferrado, you hear in the distance, "Thank you," as the creature collapses to the ground in front of Storm. Storm, you look over and Ferrado's over there, and she's just like, and pulling out another one as this thing goes to the ground. Holy shit, Ferrado. Awesome. Awesome. All right, Holy Aura switches down to 14. And it is Ilindar. Ferrado, that's all for you, right? Big run and then shot? Got it. Okay. Ilindar, you are up. Storm seems angry at Ferrado for a reason that I don't know. But all these creatures, all these insects that are flying around in the doorway, they don't seem to have any rhyme or reason. There's still a lot that are on Otto. There are some that are trying to like fly around Gatto and Flash Art and that kind of stuff, but they seem screwed up, disconcerted. They do not seem to have much going on with them.
Okay. With what's going on, I don't have a lot of stuff to help, so I'm gonna back up a ways away from the swarm. And that's all that Ilindar is gonna do.
So you're just going to back away from the storm and sort of hang out with Bardos and say, "Hey, look, this is crazy. These guys, I don't know what they're doing."
You know what? I will shoot it. I can shoot at the guy that is way back in the back.
What, this guy here? You're just going to try and plunk him?
Pew.
Look at that.
Jesus
Oh.
fucking balls. 37? Yeah, that hits him. So you see Ilindar, he's like playing with the gun and he sort of like looks over and he's like, doink. And then he's like, oh shit, did I fire that? And the arrow just goes book, and hits that guy right in the chest. 4 points, 5 points of cold, 5 holy, 14 points of damage. That guy, if praying mantises could look, if praying mantises could look surprised, he would look surprised because he's looking down at this and he's like, the fuck just happened to me? And he seems shocked and dismayed.
The little drow, when he looks
I
up, the
am
little drow
shocked.
like raises his hands. Says, "That
Well, he
was-
can't even see him. He's looking at Storm going, how did Storm do that? Does this guy shit crossbow bolts? I don't know what's going on. And I mean, because literally you are the farthest person away. There's a couple of swarms of insects, a large creature,
Well, I had to shoot past there because I don't have a precise shot, so I couldn't
a
shoot.
dead apocalypse locust, and a bunch of other shit. And he's like, where the hell did this arrow come from? How does this even hit me? So yeah, he's he's starting to become a little introspective. He's thinking, how, maybe I've made some
Where
choices.
did I go wrong? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe this wasn't, maybe being an apocalypse locust in the service of Discari was wrong for me. Ultimately, maybe I should have gone with my dad into the baking industry. That being said, go ahead.
I should have been a cobbler like my father.
I should have been a cobbler like my father. Fletcher, you're up.
It's a
And
lucrative
only-
business when when the locals have 9 legs.
That's true. It's very
So
true.
Can Fletcher see everything, or do the swarms block view?
Swarms are kind of block of vision, but you could largely see what you could see.
Yeah,
Like what I can see.
You figuring the apocalypse locust is vermable? Only storms hit him so far, but I don't know if his life bar is low enough.
Oh, hang on.
So I will tell you, if you're talking about this fella right here, it's not low enough.
Ah, okay.
He's not vulnerable.
Okay, didn't do it anyway.
What do you?
I
was
just
that?
realized that the little crossbow crits on a 19 or 20, and I don't have my thing right, and that was a 19 to get that high. So
Oh damn! That could have been a crit. Holy shit! I can't. I shudder to think. Can you imagine if he accidentally shot an apocalypse locust and put him down?
I was saying, I'm pretty sure the locust died from humiliation.
Yeah, it's like
all his buddies behind him making fun of him.
Oh my God, that little drow stuck you.
That little drow just dropped you.
he doesn't even know there's a little drow out there. He's just like, I just suddenly appeared with the thing, and it got me in my little thorax heart, and now I'm dead. You know, man, trying to explain that. How'd you die? I got to be honest with you, I really don't know.
Don't know.
I was working on the portal. Everything seemed fine. Aponovicius was pleased. The next thing I know, I'm here with you guys, and I got this thing stuck in my chest.
Is this guy blind or anything?
No, he's what is
He's
blue?
He's flat-footed.
Flat-footed for 2 rounds. But you shouldn't take advantage of that. That would be unsporting.
You shouldn't.
That doesn't help me.
Unsporting.
Well,
it
no,
lowers his AC.
flat-footed lowers his AC a fair amount. It also, if you can somehow finagle a way to be behind the guy and get flanking position, that it would give you precision damage if
Therein
you're doing
lies
that
the
kind of.
rub, yeah.
Right.
I
Yeah.
need to stop in a space that's not occupied by storm, and there's not a lot of those, and there's
Yeah.
not any that are within reach of them.
Good point. You could snuggle up next to him, and you've got reach.
I got reach, so if I landed
There probably is
here,
a space down here. I mean,
You could do the Ferrado method. You could stand on the guy. Now that's difficult terrain, which means it's going to make it harder to roll around. But
I can fly.
Okay. Fletcher,
Okay.
walking on bodies is kind of like second nature to him. He
No.
puts so many on the ground. Yeah, he probably
It's
is
a dead
better
body.
walking
What do
those
I
than walking a
care?
flat ground.
It's like Captain Jack. He walks perfectly straight on ships. He walks wonky on dry land. He's used to stepping on bodies. That's where he walks perfectly straight.
But I'd like to be in a position.
He's getting his
like
body
this.
legs.
Yeah, right there, you can still hit him.
And this one
What's
would
your
have to take a
what's your
5-foot
range?
step. My reach is 10 feet.
10 feet. All right. So yeah, you can hit the flat-footed guy. You won't have flanking or anything on him. You could probably
Okay.
also hit that other guy. Hold on a second. No, not quite.
No, and I'm trying to stay away from him because I don't want him to have reach to get me.
Right.
Their reach, let me just make sure I got it right. I think it's 10. Yep, it's 10.
Yeah, I want him to have to move to get me, and then yeah, I'll take a shot at him since I only get one shot for walking through the swarm.
Yep.
So sorry, I just
I love how these swarms are not getting attacks of opportunities. People are just like wandering through them. Oh, hi. Hello, insects. We'll be passing through here.
Hello, blind
47.
insects.
That's a miss.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is.
He has an AC of 7,000. 48 damage. All right, so you clock this guy hard, and with your I'm assuming sword.
I'm a sword.
I'm a sword. All right, 48 points of damage. That sucks. All right, he's starting to feel a little bit peaked. That's it for
me.
you. All right, Flash Heart.
All right, so there's 2 swarms directly in front of me, right?
Yeah, but everybody seems to be walking right through them without much problem. The reality is they're discombobulated, and you can sort of like slip past them. They don't get attack of opportunity, so essentially they're not there for the point of view of maneuver. But here's the thing: if you stay in there, next turn they will get an attack on you.
Yeah.
So if I go out
There's a
through
square right there for you, flash art.
say again.
There's a square right there for you.
Yeah, right here next to Storm.
So you could like
Just slip in there and attack that guy.
Swing at the guy who's flat-footed and not be in the swarm.
All right, yeah, that makes sense.
Flat-footed, he doesn't get he's not allowed an attack of opportunity either, is he?
Right.
Shit. Okay.
Right here.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, basically there. Yeah, you're out of the swarm. You're next to Storm. Out of the swarm, next to Storm.
Out of the swarm, next to storm.
Yeah,
Pretty
you get an
dragon.
attack. Radiance is jumping out of her scabbard. She wants a piece of this guy. And you can hear that crazy music starting to play.
31.
Dun.
Actually,
What'd you say? 31?
Yeah.
31. God, dippity damn is a hit.
Okay. Let's see. So it's 47.
13.
Turn to critical.
13.
No,
It's not a critical threat. So
and since that came through a swarm, it's just the one hit, right?
Yeah.
yeah, it's just a one strike. You're not hasted, so yeah, you don't get anything.
Well, you
So
do have Blessing of Fervor,
you have Blessing of Fervor.
so you can make one extra attack.
Not if he
No,
moves.
I'm sorry, you're right. That's part of a full attack action.
Okay, so that's 13 plus 9 of holy damage. Oh, actually, it's not more than holy because it's double holy now. Hang on a second. Is radiance has been upgraded. It's 46 double holy. So this hasn't been updated for that.
So just double that
All right.
now.
So
So 18,
make it
so
18.
13 physical and 18 holy, which is 40, 31, 41, 31.
80.
Let's
round
I
up
don't
to
30,
80.
31. All right. That guy had 27 hit points left. So
Nice.
Flash Art steps forward, Radiance stinging right of the Valkyries, and you just bury this thing in the creature's thorax and then rip sideways, and basically it sort of topples over sideways. The top half goes one way, the bottom half continues to pretend that it has life left in it, but it slowly crumbles
Doing
to
that
the
creepy
floor.
insect reflex.
In a way, it's sort of like, yeah, it's twitching and making squawky noises and crickety shit.
Was that a
but it
verm or
is-
that's not a verm, right?
That is not a verm.
Two people.
Well, no, wait, yeah,
Fletcher
it was a
damage,
couple of
yeah.
people hit him. Yeah, there was a couple of people
a,
that hit him.
a dwarf in a ref's shirt comes in. No verm, no verm.
No verm, no verm. All right, that is the end of the round. We were after 11 o'clock. We will start at round 2 next time.
Yay, come
Sound
back.
good?
Lovelies. Good night, my lovelies. It was fun.
It was fun. Thank you guys. This was awesome. I'm just gonna sit around after we stop here. Hold on. Let me do a quick thing. Oh,
Yep, good luck, Dan. Good week, all.
to you as
We'll
well.
most likely kill you in the morning.
Most likely kill you in the morning.
Yeah.